And now it's time for this week's episode of the Outside Blitz. Here are your hosts, the fabulous Scotty Fraytown, the Bootleg Bettor, and the Cannonball, Alex Steele.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Outside Blitz. I'm your host, the fabulous one, Scotty Fraytown, along with my co-hosts. First, joining us, LIVE live from Traverse City, all the way up at Steele Twin Studio. I give you the Cannonball, Alex Steele. Alex, welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Good to be back. San Diego was amazing. TwitchCon was amazing. I'm hoping to take what I learned and improve my streams much more. And I definitely want to use this platform to get this podcast out there, because I've been streaming on here for the past couple of weeks. And, I think that I think it has some sort of a positive impact.
Yeah, it's been helping. We love it. We love the fact that people are tuning in more. We get more faces looking at us and more eyes and ears taking a peek. And also joining me to my left, Dr. Claw himself, the master of verbal sting, the Count of Monte Cristo, the one, the only, who better to be than the Bootleg Bettor. Boots, welcome back to the show.
Hey, what did the zombie boy do when the zombie girl rolled her eyes at him?
What's that?
He rolled them right back to her. Bang!
Oh, are we doing that now?
Yeah, buddy. No rhymes.
No rhymes today, just Halloween jokes.
It's a bye week.
It's about, I love it. Halloween jokes. I'm
Halloween
here for it.
joke. Boo!
Yeah, boo.
The boo! The boo!
The boots leg better, yes.
The Booberry leg better.
Man.
One of my favorite Halloween cereals. Hey, maybe get Booberry for us.
Booberry. Yeah, I haven't had Booberry in a long time. No, I haven't had it in a long time. I remember it being delicious, though.
It was Booberry first.
Yeah.
Then it was Frankenberry.
Frankenberry, yeah.
And then it was Count Chocolate.
Yeah. Count Chocolate. I'd say I wasn't a Count Chocolate guy.
Me either. See, I'm not really a chocolate cereal guy.
No, neither am I.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
But the 1, 2, 3 would be Boo, Franken, Chocolate.
Yeah.
What about you, Steele?
I grew up on Count Chocula, although I will say I was a Trix, Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch kind of guy. Still am.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, everybody loves Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Man, and I still eat cereal on Saturday morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, though, right?
That, Apple Jack, whatever cereal that turns the milk pink.
Yeah, you know the one, the unsung hero of the cereal game, and a lot of people will look at me funny when I say it. Waffle Crisp.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Waffle Crisp ain't bad.
Waffle Crisp was good.
It had that nice little hint of syrup in every little square, and the milk just turned it just right. Man, I want a box now.
Dude, you can't find it anywhere. It's very rare that I find Waffle Crisp, but when I do find it, I buy like 3 boxes. You know that. Gotta go looking.
You want to talk about waffles and pancakes? For brunch one day, while in San Diego, I went to this place called the Lazy Hippo. All right, so shout out. And they had some damn good breakfast. They had a nice sausage, but they had a cinnamon roll pancake.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now you got my attention. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have my attention. So no, yeah, I mean, it's like San Diego's great. If something ever brings us out there, I've got a couple of places to take you. They have a taco stand, a taco restaurant that's plastered with Lucha Libre memorabilia.
Oh boy!
And they got pro wrestling on the TVs in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's tremendous.
Did you catch the name of the truck?
It wasn't a truck; it was a building. But the quality of the food was tremendous. It was food truck quality. So 2 thumbs up from the Cannonball here.
Right. Yeah, when we were in Indianapolis, we went to a place called Yoke. I don't know if you remember that. The breakfast place we went to a couple of times. Really good breakfast there. Cinnamon roll pancakes there too.
Cinnamon roll pancakes. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right. It was impressive. It was impressive. I was very happy with that. Or it might have been cinnamon roll French toast. I think it was French
Well,
toast.
see,
But
Yes.
yeah, it was fantastic. Either way, I was very happy.
Number 1 on the list, pancakes.
Yeah.
Number 2, French toast. Number 3, waffle.
And see, I'm a Belgian waffle guy. You give me Belgian waffles, I'm living my best life.
Butter and syrup, or are you doing the ridiculous
No.
cream and
Butter and syrup.
okay?
Butter and syrup. No, I reserve whipped cream and things for crepes.
Yeah.
You ever have crepes?
I've had crepes.
Oh, I like crepes.
But the whole whipped cream and fruit thing on pancakes
No.
or waffles, no. Butter and syrup.
Yeah,
Please,
butter and syrup. Just
stop playing.
very simple. But I'll tell you what, getting that as a cinnamon roll situation with the cream cheese frosting and that, brother, different story. But anyhow, enough of breakfast because I'm getting hungry.
And now
Now we're gonna actually eat our full meal here of
it's about to be
football.
a smorgasbord.
Yeah,
of football information.
Yeah, we got a lot going on here. Week 7 in the books. We jumped into the Thursday night we're jumping into the Thursday night matchup. Let's talk about some of this stuff. Fellas, here are our scores for week 7 in the NFL, starting out with the Bengals and the Steelers. The Bengals go out and upset the Steelers 33-21. The Icy Hot Bowl goes.
The old Gunslinger Bowl. Make no mistake, these two veteran quarterbacks were definitely gunslingers that night.
Yeah, hell of a game. Chase Brown finally got his legs under him too. First of all, Joe Flacco, 31 for 47, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Joe Flacco, man, beats the Steelers the second time this season. Chase Brown, 11 carries for 108 yards. He had a 9.8 average on the day. That's the Chase Brown we wanted to see. Jamar Chase, 16 receptions on the night, 161 yards and a touchdown. T. Higgins, 6 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown. Andre Yosebas, that's a Boots guy, 3 for 49. And then Noah Fant, the tight end, 4 receptions, 44 yards and a touchdown. He gets a little uptick in production there with Mike Gesicki out. So that helped him. As for the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, 23 for 34, 249 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the day. Jaylen Warren looked damn good in this one, 16 carries for 127 yards. And also, Pat Freiermuth. Muth shows up out of nowhere, 5 receptions, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns in the day, including a real long touchdown. DK Metcalf, 3 receptions for 50 yards. Jaylen Warren also had 4 for 31. Jonnu Smith, 3 for 28 and a touchdown. And Roman Wilson got 2 for 17. Rodgers spread the ball out quite a bit in this game. I mean, these guys were throwing it all over the yard. Before the game, Aaron Rodgers walked up to Joe Flacco and asked him 8 times if he bought new slacks. I mean, this was a hell of a game. I was pretty impressed with both these guys and both these teams. I mean, what a wild one, Boots.
See, this is why Mike Tomlin did not want the Cleveland Browns to trade Joe Flacco.
Yeah. He was talking about it.
He knew exactly what was going to happen. We thought we did.
Yeah.
Right? But this is one of those games where...
And we all took the Steelers.
We did.
Yeah.
It's the divisional matchup on the road Thursday night. Aaron Rodgers talking about the Amazon deals and all the big money mega deals that the NFL is perpetrating and prosecuting and putting on everybody.
Yep.
He wasn't concerned with the game. Those 2 interceptions, a little bit too costly.
Little bit.
Yeah.
But Jaylen Warren looked pretty damn good in this game.
He did, coming back, what's his second week back from injury?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looked, I mean, they had a breakout game for him.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Joe Flacco, with those receivers,
Yep.
and the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary hasn't been that great, right?
Yep.
So far, I think, it was a perfect combination. They should have been able to get to Flacco with the deficiencies in the Bengals offensive line, but that didn't happen.
Yep. It was a rough one. Alex, I mean, were you excited to see that Aaron Rodgers is looking like Aaron Rodgers again?
Yes. It does harken back to to the past. And this is, you mentioned Joe Flacco beats the Pittsburgh Steelers twice. I think this is the only time that an NFL quarterback has beaten an NFL team twice with 2 different teams in the same season.
Yeah, I don't recall a time of that ever happening. You, Boots,
Off the top of my head,
yeah, no, I don't recall a time where that took place at any point.
We were talking about freaking Fryermuth. Right?
Yeah.
Not producing so far, but all of a sudden, see, they listen to us.
Yeah, we were talking about that last show. Talking
Right.
about, man, where's Fryermuth at?
Right.
And then out of nowhere.
And get this, kids. In 4 weeks' time, Joe Flacco may have an opportunity to do it 3 times because they have them on November 16th. It's a 1 p.m. game in Pittsburgh. So if Joe Flacco pitches the hat trick, I mean, we're basically looking at first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, we already are because he's won his Super Bowl with the Ravens. You know, he's been a journeyman quarterback throughout through the entirety of his career, and it's like, and plus, it would just be hilarious.
Well, not really the entirety, just through the back half. I mean, like the last 3 years, really. I mean, it was Colts, and then it was Browns, and then it was, He's been around the last couple of years, but I mean, he was with Baltimore for about a good 8, 9, 10 years. I mean, it was a good run for him in Baltimore there. Until Lamar, popped up a couple of years after that Super Bowl win, and it was like, oh, okay.
He was one injury away from Lamar Jackson's start.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened.
And that happens a lot in this league.
I mean, it's the business of the league.
Yeah,
right? But guy gives us a better chance to win.
Yeah,
and he's a cheaper contract.
And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about, Jamar Chase, 16 receptions in this game, 161, looked every bit of Jamar Chase.
Fantasy managers were jumping in their seats.
Yes, I had him in one league, and I was thrilled. So, I mean, it was a great time. But the Bengals go out and beat the Steelers, it was an interesting little ride for these teams in that week. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the Rams beating the Jags 35-7 in this one.
Beating the Jaguars or dog walking them?
Yeah, it was brutal.
You got to get up so early. You try to watch these doggone games.
Oh yeah, that's true. This was a Europe game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, 23 for 48, 296 and a touchdown. Travis Etienne, 8 for 44. Bashal Tootin got 5 for 22 in this one. Receiving-wise, though, hey, Travis Hunter, 8 receptions, 101 yards and a touchdown. He finally shows up. Parker Washington, 4 for 52. Diami Brown had 2 for 50, and Brian Thomas Jr. just 3 for 31. As for the Rams, Matt Stafford, we talk about old guys doing stuff. Matt Stafford, 21 for 33, 182 yards, 5 touchdowns on the day. Kyren Williams, 12 for 54 rushing. Blake Corum had 12 for 37. An even split between the two, which I thought was pretty interesting. Colby Parkinson, 3 for 47. Devontae Adams had 5 receptions for 35 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day. The rookie, Terrence Ferguson, 1 reception for 31 yards and a touchdown. That's third Ferguson part 2. Yeah, you heard me right. Tyler Higbee, 3 for 19. Xavier Smith, 2 for 15. Kyren Williams had 2 for 11. And the other touchdown was scored by Kanata Mumfield. 1 reception for 5 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean,
out of fits.
Yes. And the Rams, man, this was the Matt Stafford show. It turned out to be. And Boots, you said it. You wake up, you're already tired. And this game was just enough to put you to sleep. It was so one-sided. But the Rams, they go out and get it done. Devontae Adams looked like wide receiver 1 in the absence of Puka Nacua. And Travis Hunter showed up, got his first career touchdown. They played him a little more on offense than they did defense in this game. I was pretty impressed, though, with these Rams.
Yeah, of course, because you got the better coaching staff. It's the better team. Jacksonville, you would think, would be so adept at playing in London because they've done it more than any other team, right?
Yeah, they do it every year.
And it did not work out that way. And was this the real Trevor?
Yeah.
That right? You look at the Kansas City game, and it was career day, right? For Trevor Lawrence. All of a sudden, he goes to London, and it's like it's his first day.
Right? Looks like a rookie again.
And it's so frustrating when you have a guy with that kind of talent, and it's just been so inconsistent. And that might just be who he is.
Yeah, he drafted him number 1 overall. I mean, like he's decent. Is what you're walking away with. He's decent, and he's never going to be great. He's never going to be, the excellent first-round quarterback that takes you to the promised land. I think we're learning that he's decent.
High school legend.
He's serviceable,
right?
College,
college
legend.
Maybe he peaked in college.
Kind of seems like it.
Yep. I totally agree with that. I mean, this is a kid that only lost one game his entire college career, but it was a national championship game. And then we kind of saw like the wool getting pulled off of our eyes. Oh yeah, that's what this kid is. And you mentioned it last week that he's been through 4 different head coaches in his career in the NFL. So that can't be helpful,
True. Yep, and I want to see what happens when he gets one more year, with the Liam Cohen system. We've touted Liam Cohen, and Liam Cohen, to his credit, has done a really good job with the Jags so far this year. I mean, 4-3 through 7 games. First 7 games
for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part,
not a bad start for a first-year head coach.
Yeah, and a first-year head coach trying to figure things out, and he's figuring it out. But it's just. It's been interesting, to say the least. Duval, but
Duval.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Jags, but they dropped that one to the Rams. The Rams jumped to 5-2 on the year. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the Vikings. They lose to the Philadelphia Eagles 28-22. The Vikings, man, struggling hard here with Carson Wentz at the helm. Carson Wentz, 26 for 42, 313 yards, 2 interceptions on the day. 15 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Addison, 9 receptions for 128 yards. Justin Jefferson, 5 for 79. TJ Hawkinson, 6 for 43. Jalen Naylor, 2 for 37. And then Adam Thielen gets a catch for 10 yards. As for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 19 for 23, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day, no picks. Saquon Barkley, 18 carries for just 44 yards. Just a rough day overall for him. Devontae Smith, 9 receptions for 183 and a touchdown. A.J. Brown for 121 and 2 touchdowns. And then Dallas Goedert, 3 for 18. Listen, this Vikings team, it was the first time this defense has given up a 300-yard passing game. This Vikings defense has been good, but it hasn't been great. And this offense is not playing complementary football with the Vikings defense. The offense is allowing the defense to sit out there and get the hell beat out of them because the offense can't extend a drive. It's pathetic. And right now, the Vikings, they've got a bunch of stuff going on. First of all, we talk about the quarterback problems. Carson Wentz is set to start tonight for Thursday Night Football versus the Chargers due to McCarthy not being ready to go with his high ankle sprain. So they said he's close, but not quite there. So we'll see what goes on with Carson Wentz against the Chargers tonight.
If they lose, then he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, well, and not only that, I think if they lose, the rumor mill is churning for the Minnesota Vikings.
Now, a disclaimer, the Outside Blitz does not delve into rumor and innuendo.
but the rumor mill is churning that the Vikings are considering trading with the Atlanta Falcons for one Kirk Cousins. The rumor mill is churning.
Yeah, that I was debating on whether to. We were talking offline about this very briefly, and you mentioned that hey, they might be shopping them around. Hey, take a look at that quarterback situation. I got to tell you. With your supposed quarterback Messiah that Kwesi, drafted, and now it's like he misses his first season because of a busted knee, and has knee surgery, he's out for the year. Then he gets hurt early on, and now he's out for a couple weeks, and it's like he's missing valuable play time, and he's missing valuable time to truly develop and learn schemes and learn game day situations. So you are, in my opinion, the Minnesota Vikings are really behind the 8 ball when it comes to trying to build up this team. I mean, it's kind of like taking a high rise that's like 75% done, and then the wrecking ball just chops a floor off when nobody's looking.
Look, I told you guys when this draft happened, when this took place, that Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell, they hitched their wagon to J.J. McCarthy as the quarterback messiah that everybody thought he was going to be, other than the people sitting on this show. And the
You
Minnesota
damn right.
and we sat on this show, and I said it was a bad idea. I said J.J. McCarthy ain't it. You took a quarterback that was, let's face it, nobody wants to say it. I'll say it. He was a handoff merchant at Michigan.
Oh, I want to say it too.
He was a handoff merchant at Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
He hid behind a great defense and a great run game over there in Michigan. And you drafted him to be in a pass-first system that he does not fit. And then you're wondering why it's not working out. And you have done nothing to adjust your scheme. You've done nothing to try and create a similar situation that what he had in Michigan. He does not fit. You know what where he is? He's about 5 years too late. Because if Mike Zimmer was the head coach, he would fit the Mike Zimmer system, that power run scheme that Mike Zimmer liked to run. If this is a Mike Zimmer quarterback, that's exactly what he is.
And the deal is, J.J. McCarthy has always had trouble throwing outside the numbers.
Yes, he throws great down the seam.
And this is what, and you saw it with throwing it to Colston Loveland.
And we saw it this season. He threw a dart to J.J. McCarthy, or to Justin Jefferson, rather.
Yeah, who's the other tight end that Michigan had before Loveland? Went to Dallas, right? Got drafted
Ferguson.
to Dallas.
No, not Ferguson.
Not Ferguson.
Shoemaker.
Yeah. He was throwing Shoemaker up the seam, up the middle. That was his bread and butter. But outside the numbers, that's not what he does. And you've got Justin Jefferson, who is king of the outside the numbers, the boundary. That's exactly what you want. And the offense now has to shrink and be worked within the seams, and that's not what's happening. But they got Carson Wentz, who that's what he's trying to do every week, because you got to get the ball to Justin Jefferson on the outside.
The thing is about Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz is not tailor-made for this system. And I think, and we saw Sam Darnold was somewhat last year sort of tailor-made for this system.
Because he's got a stronger arm.
Yeah, he's got a better arm. He throws bullets. He's not afraid to throw that ball. You see Carson Wentz, he's fearful of throwing the ball sometimes. There's a lot of second-guessing himself. Sam Darnold was like, he trusted his skill position players to make plays on the ball, and that's why Sam Darnold was so successful in this system. He didn't second-guess himself, even though it took him a minute to process, because it did. It took a long time for Sam Darnold to make a decision. When he made a decision, he just made it. He didn't pump fake or anything like that. He just threw it out there when he finally made the decision. The processing time was my problem with Darnold. But at this stage, I would rather have Darnold than Wentz or McCarthy, especially seeing with how efficient Sam Darnold being in Seattle. And now here we are with the Vikings. We're hearing the rumor mill churning about a possible Kirk Cousins situation. And listen, if that is truly the case, if it is a Kirk Cousins situation right now, just so we retain Kevin O'Connell because he is a good head coach, I would say, okay, go get Kirk. Bring Kirk back. I'll deal with it. Because at this stage of the game, you need to buy yourself some time, and you are going to create a situation where you are not going to have a job if you continue with the J.J. McCarthy experiment, because I've seen everything I need to see out of J.J. McCarthy to know that he ain't it. Not at this level.
No, sir.
I mean, we're all one accord here.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing about this game here was the fact that Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, A.J. Brown, they heard all of it.
Oh, yeah.
And they wanted the smoke, and they came out after that horrible loss against Denver and the shocking loss against the Giants.
Yeah.
They came out, and this was not the team that Minnesota wanted to play against.
Nope.
Because I said it last week. Can they lose 3 in a row? No, they could not.
Yep.
And they could not afford to lose 3 in a row, especially in the NFC. With the Minnesota Vikings, there's still opportunity there.
Yes.
Right? The NFC is almost wide open.
It really is.
It's, the Lions are at the top, right? And there's the Eagles right there. And
Tampa right there.
Right there. But after that, man, it is open.
Yeah. And the Vikings, they're, when it comes to the Eagles, they threw all over the Vikings. They really did. This is the first time the Vikings, and this is going to be that moment. What did I say? I sat there all off season saying that this Minnesota Vikings team needs corners. They need to shut down corners, and they failed to address it. And A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith beat the hell out of this Vikings secondary. all day long, all day. It was terrible, and that's because the Vikings don't have diddly squat in that secondary outside of Byron Murphy.
But how can you run Saquon Barkley, 12 times again? Well, how many
18 times for 44 yards. How does that happen?
This run game is broken.
Yeah,
Broken.
I think that they are having some offensive line injuries. They're having some offensive line struggles, but Saquon Barkley has not looked like Saquon Barkley this year. He'll break 1,000, but it's going to be real close. Yeah. It's going to be real tight. So the Eagles, they go out
than the frog butt cheeks.
Yeah, they go out and beat the Vikings 28-22. I mean,
because they sit on the lily pad.
Oh God.
Well, I bet you they have a little bit of good news, though. The Vikings do. They're supposed to be activating somebody prior to Thursday Night Football. Is that correct?
Yeah, Aaron Jones, he's going to be activated tonight, so we're going to see how that works out. I personally, it's good and it's bad. I mean, I think he helps a lot in the passing game, but if it was me, I would be looking at keeping Jordan Mason rolling. Also,
I agree.
You can play both.
Now, also, the Eagles, they brought back defensive end Brandon Graham out of retirement due to all the defensive injuries. He came back from retirement.
Hold on, man. I cannot sing a ballad to you, and then you come back all the retirement.
He'll play the rest of the season, and he's going to be paid about $2.44 million with a $1.6775 million signing bonus. So it's a very small contract for Brandon Graham, but he's going to be back for one more year in the sun, I guess.
They make your pay, boo.
Yeah, good for him. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the Patriots beating the brakes off the Tennessee Titans 31-13. We know the coaching change happened last week, and here we are. The Patriots doing what they do. Drake May, man, 21 for 23, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. Josh Dobbs did come in for one play. He threw one pass for 12 yards. Ramondre Stevenson looks like Ramondre Stevenson all of a sudden. 18 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. He had 4.9 average. Drake May also ran the ball 8 times for 62 yards in this one. Steph Diggs, 7 receptions for 69 yards. Kayshon Boutte, getting some booty out there.
Booty, rocking everywhere.
Exactly. 2 receptions. Boutte, I know. 2 receptions, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Mac Hollins had 2 for 49. Hunter Henry, 4 for 33. And also Austin Hooper had 2 for 11 and a touchdown. And Pop Douglas had 3 for 17. But I will say that touchdown catch by Kayshon Boutte, guess what? That was a circus catch. What a great catch. Meanwhile, as for the Titans, Cam Ward, 25 for 34, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. They didn't get the running game going. Tajay Spears, 5 carries for 22 yards. Tony Pollard, 6 for 18. Just abysmal. Yep. Chamiri DK, 4 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Tony Pollard, 6 receptions for 43 yards. Van Jefferson, 4 for 41. Gunnar Helm, 4 for 36. Ayomanor. There we go. I'm getting it. Ayomanor. Ayomanor. Alec Ayomanor.
Do you want more?
Yeah.
Ayomanor.
However you pronounce it. 2 receptions, 29 yards. And then Tajay Spears, 3 for 18. Tyler Lockett, 2 for 18. The Titans, ever since this game, they have released Tyler Lockett. So he is no longer a Titan. The Titans are they're just dumping pieces. They are not expected, by the way. There was rumors swirling that they were expected to trade defensive end Jeffrey Simmons. In spite of those rumors that they were shopping him, they are not going to be trading him. So Jeffrey Simmons.
That is why we do not delve in the rumor anymore.
Yeah, there were a lot of rumors rolling around about that. Also, the Titans, man, they have placed their corner L'Jarius Sneed on injured reserve due to a quad injury. So you lose him.
No!
Exactly. So you lose him for at least 4 weeks minimum with the quad injury. So,
and as we say around here at the Outside Blitz, it's getting late early in Nashville.
Yeah, it's getting awfully ugly. The Tennessee Titans looking rough. They've changed coaches, and we see what happens. They are going to be looking for everything this offseason. Head coaches, offensive coordinators, players, they're going to be just in the trenches all offseason.
They're gonna take that whole thing down and rebuild it. But some of the pieces are there. Cam Ward's there. You can get that offensive line going, get the running game back going. But this was a game that Mike Vrabel, head coach of the New England Patriots, wanted to get.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There are certain games that the coach wants to get you.
Yep.
And this is exactly what happened from New England. But a good game by Drake May. I wonder where was Travion Henderson? How many carries did he have in that game? 1, 2?
Yeah, he hasn't had anything. They haven't been using him.
Why?
I don't know.
What is going on?
Travion Henderson, 2 carries for 5 yards.
I just gotta
Makes no sense.
You don't think so. Maybe there's something going on, one of those old school coach deals where you got to earn some more playing time doing what you're supposed to do.
Earn your reps, I guess.
I don't know. Put him on the field. Put him in the game, as Mike Valenti would say. And you know what? The news is even worse because our fine friends at Tankathon have placed the Tennessee Titans 4th in the draft order. You heard me right. 4th. There are 3 teams that are going to be picking ahead of the Tennessee Titans if the season were to end today. New Orleans at 3, Miami at 2, and the New York Football Jets, the epitome of government cheese organizations, has not yet won a game. More on that later.
Well, we're going to talk about it right now. Let's delve into that. The Carolina Panthers go out and beat the Jets 13-6. Bryce Young, 15 for 25, 138 yards and a touchdown. Andy Dalton comes into this game. He goes 4 for 7 for 60 yards. We'll talk about that in a moment. Rico Dowdle, 17 carries for 79 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 14 carries for 31 yards. Xavier Legette, man, he had himself a hell of a game. 9 receptions for 92 and a touchdown. Tetairoa McMillan, just 3 for 33. Chuba Hubbard, 2 for 24. Mitchell Evans, 2 receptions for 24. And Rico Dowdle also had 1 for 17. Listen, from a running back perspective, Rico Dowdle is more efficient than Chuba Hubbard. You need to keep Rico Dowdle as your RB1. Quit splitting carries because it's just negatively impacting your offense at this point. I'm sorry. It's just the reality. Rico Dowdle needs to be in there.
I can understand that, but if you're winning, right, and you're still moving the ball, you need to keep it in the game. You keep Rico Dowdle fresh, and if you can produce with both on the ground, then why not?
But here's my problem, and watching that game, and I watched it. I don't know if you watched this one, but
there wasn't a whole lot I was able to watch this weekend. Full disclosure,
their offense was stagnant, for a majority of it, and they were early in the first half. They were running the hell out of Chuba Hubbard and couldn't get anything going. They didn't start really running Rico Dowdle a lot until about almost near the end of the second quarter, and he was so efficient. They just turned him loose. They should have had Rico Dowdle in as running back 1 the whole time, and Chuba Hubbard needs to just lose that job. As for the New York Jets, Justin Fields, 6 for 12 for 46 yards. He gets pulled, and they put in Tyrod Taylor, who goes 10 for 22 for 126 and 2 interceptions. Just a disaster. Breece Hall, 11 carries for 38 yards. Justin Fields ran for 22 yards on 4 different carries. Tyrod also ran 3 times for 11. Isaiah Davis came in 2 carries for 10 yards. Tyler Johnson was the leading receiver, 3 receptions for 60. Exactly. Mason Taylor, 3 receptions for 31 yards. Josh Reynolds, 3 for 29. Isaiah Davis, 2 for 22. Alan Lazard, he's still there. 2 receptions for 16 yards, and Breece Hall 2 for 14.
He must have forgot to get the bus when Aaron Rodgers left.
Right. Yeah, this was a disaster. Bryce Young, he came out of this game, and Andy Dalton came in. He winds up with a high ankle sprain, and it's looking like Bryce Young, he probably won't be ready for the matchup against the Bills this week due to that high ankle sprain.
Uh-oh.
If he's ruled out, Andy Dalton would draw the start here. So we're going to be talking a little bit about a possible Andy Dalton sighting here.
The Red Rifle returns.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, it's a good news, bad news situation. You have a veteran quarterback behind center so that you can at least, manage the game. But you got to go up against the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Not a fate I would wish on anyone.
And it's a whole different animal when your veteran quarterback that's under center is playing for the New York Jets and it's Tyrod Taylor, because
Yep.
if you start screwing the pooch, or if it's Justin Fields, because if you start screwing the pooch, Jets owner Woody Johnson is going to do what he did this week, and he's going to back the head coach and blame your quarterback for the 0-7 start. He blames Justin Fields for the 0-7 start. Aaron Glenn has said he's unsure whether Fields or Tyrod Taylor is going to start against the Bengals in Week 8. The Jets are a disaster. They're going to be in the market for a quarterback this offseason, particularly probably in this draft. And, yeah, what a mess. What else is new?
You had to wonder.
Yep.
The concussion recurring in Justin Fields. Is there something going on?
Yeah.
Because, man, it is hard to look that bad. Like, the NBA is going through a pretty big scandal, if you hadn't heard.
Yeah, popped
with,
up today.
Some point shaving,
Yeah.
and some rigged poker games and such. And you have to wonder, the way that Field is playing the last couple of weeks, you wonder, like, dog, are you shaving points?
Yeah,
Right?
Is this what's going on here?
Is this really what you're doing? That's I know he's not, but that's how it looks like. You can't be this bad.
Yeah.
I know you're not this bad, but you're playing this bad. Is there something going on health-wise? That's what makes me ask the question.
Yeah.
Right? But but you get benched. But Tyrod Taylor, that second interception he threw, that was one of the most splendiferous interceptions by a corner I have ever seen. Wasn't that Jimmy Horn?
Yes.
That was J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn, yeah.
J.C. Horn with the nastiest interception I have ever seen.
Yep.
Coming up. Man, Tyrod Taylor, the look on Tyrod Taylor's face told the story, because he looked like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? Like there was nothing sometimes there's nothing you could do. Right? The guy just made a fantastic play.
Yeah. Tyrod he didn't look good in this game. He looked lost. It was a disaster. Andy Dalton winds up coming in for the Panthers. He looks lost. He's going to get the hell beat out of him this week. It's not looking good for either of these teams moving into this week. But
it's too bad Bryce is hurt, because Carolina, they've won 3 straight now?
Yeah, they've been winning.
Yeah,
they've been winning.
So
by hook or by crook.
Right? And I picked them to win the NFC South.
Yep.
So, it's still looking okay.
They're sitting at 4-3 right now. Right. And, they got the only other silver lining news about that Buffalo matchup, it's at home. So, if you were going to Buffalo, we'd put them in a pine box. We're probably still going to do it, but it might be a little bit closer. We don't know.
You don't have to go so far to get it.
Yeah, not so much. Speaking of teams, we're going to be putting in a pine box pretty quickly here. The Miami Dolphins drop one to the Cleveland Browns, 31-6.
Oof.
Yeah, the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, 12 for 23, 100 yards, 3 interceptions on the day.
Yikes.
They put in Quinn Ewers, who goes 5 for 8 for 53 yards. Devin Achane, he gets 13 carries for 82 yards. Ollie Gordon, 5 for 11. Receiving-wise, Dwayne Eskridge, 2 receptions for 45 yards. Malik Washington, 5 for 30. Tanner Connor, 1 for 28. Devin Achane, 3 for 16. Nick Westbrook-Akini, he gets 3 for 16. Jalen Waddle, just 1 catch for 15 yards. Just a disastrous day for the Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Browns, Dylan Gabriel, 13 for 18 for 116 yards. The story of the day was Quinshawn Judkins, 25 carries, 84 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. Harold Fannin Jr. gets 4 receptions for 36 yards. Jamari Thrash, who I loved, coming out of the Reese's Senior Bowl, he had 1 reception for 23 yards. Malachi Corley, the former Jet, 2 receptions for 17. Jerry Jeudy, 2 for 17. Jerome Ford, 2 for 10. Dylan Sampson also had a catch for 9 yards. Who we really like Dylan Sampson around here.
Did we really need to read all of those receptions? Because Dylan Gabriel threw for 116 yards.
I know. Well,
what in the world?
I know.
This offense, man.
And they still won by they blew them out.
And see, that's the thing. right? If you're winning, you're winning. But man, 116 passing yards.
Yeah, I know.
Golly.
You want to know what the story of the game was? The Cleveland Browns defense. Let's get a count of these sacks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sacks by the Cleveland Browns, and as you mentioned earlier, 3 picks. And after that, after one of those picks, I think it was the third one, Coach Mike McDaniel on the sideline, I don't know if you saw this, he was like, he was waving his finger, and he's saying, "I'm pulling this motherfucker out of the game."
Yeah, I mean, it was done. I mean,
And just smelling it.
yeah, Tua's done. I think he's done. I think
He's cooked.
Done. But now.
No, and I think Mike McDaniel's done too. I mean, he just doesn't realize it yet.
Oh yeah, the Dolphins are. McDaniel's not going to have a job. I don't think the quarter Tua Tagovailoa is going to have a job, but they can't get rid of him they can't get rid of him because the cap hit's too huge. It's like $50 million if you get rid of him.
Tua will be there. Unless they are able to trade him and somebody takes the contract, Tua will be there.
That's the thing.
Mike McDaniel won't.
Oh no, he'll be gone. He's going to be gone. And I think Tyreek Hill is going to be gone too. I think he's long gone.
I think he'll beg for a trade.
Yeah, well, now with the injury, I think the Dolphins are about to go, nah, see you later, Tyreek. I'm out. It's just going to be a disaster. I think Jalen Waddle and Devin Achane are going to be begging for a trade. The Dolphins, they desperately need offensive line. They didn't do it. They got 2 of the hell beat out of them, and now they're wondering what happened. I don't understand it. They shouldn't, because if you recall, if I'm not mistaken, they traded Laramie Tunsil originally to the Houston Texans. And then after they traded him to the Houston Texans dealt Laramie Tunsil to the Washington Commanders. So Laramie Tunsil originally came from the Miami Dolphins, and we talked about it last year when the Houston Texans went and picked up Laramie Tunsil, that the Dolphins should have never let Laramie Tunsil walk. And here we are.
Twice.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins. How many times can you say it? How many different ways can you say it? They have not invested in the offensive line, and this is what happens when you don't do that.
Yes, I agree. It was a disaster of epic proportions. The Dolphins go ahead and drop one to a Cleveland Browns team who we all said were going to win that game.
You know, one of the saddest thing is that the only win that the Dolphins have this year is against the New York Jets.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
It's awful.
Speaking of the, you know what? We played this game a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. Not about the Jets. When do the Dolphins win another game?
That's the thing. I don't know that they do.
Man, because we figure out when the Jets couldn't do it. When will the Mr. Steele?
Let's play the schedule game here for a second.
Let's play the schedule game.
For the Dolphins.
Well, I got to tell you, they're not going to win a game in October. I'll tell you that much. They got the Falcons this coming Sunday. They got the Baltimore Ravens 4 days later on Thursday night. So you know that's just going to be a snuff film, you know. Then they got a division game against the Buffalo Bills, thankfully at home. Really, the best chance that the Miami Dolphins have to win a football game, they got 2 chances at least. The New Orleans Saints at home on November 30th, and then they're going to MetLife to face the Jets again on December 7th. And I got to tell you, if you split a division series with the New York Football Jets, Mike McDaniel's job is gone.
Oh, my
he
God.
may not be coaching that game.
No, he won't. He may not.
I don't think he makes it there.
I don't think he makes it past the trade deadline.
Well, I think we're going to have to get to week 12, and they're going to be like, "All right, bro, like we're done."
Your goofy ass is on the. We're putting your goofy ass on a rail, and we're running you right out of town.
Yeah, and a lot of it, and I almost feel for the guy a little bit because of the fact that as an offensive coordinator, he's a good offensive mind. My problem comes in where the general manager really hasn't done him any favors either, trading away some of the best pieces he's got and really not investing in that offensive line at all. And now he's got to mess with this piss poor personnel on the offensive line, and everybody's going to sit there and go, "Oh, well, it's all Mike McDaniel." Well, it's both of them. To me, they should be shopping for a new general manager as well.
Absolutely. McDaniel still does not make really good in-game decisions, such as letting Tua come back into the game.
Oh, yeah.
He was clearly concussed. So that right there told me everything I needed to know.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should be gone.
Not to mention the fact that you can't win on the road in November and December when it get cold and you got to go on the road in 20, 30 degree weather. You still haven't conquered that.
Yeah.
So
and it's that I think it's a head coach and a GM decision that I think they need to clean that slate and bring new personnel people in. It's going to be a tough road for Miami.
Sorry, Dave.
Yep. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the Chicago Bears beating up on the New Orleans Saints 26-14. Man, Caleb Williams didn't do a whole lot in this game, but the Bears leaned on the run game here. Caleb Williams, 15 for 26, 172 yards and a pick. DeAndre Swift, 19 carries for 124 yards and a touchdown. And a guy we talked about, Kyle Monangai, 13 carries for 81 yards and a touchdown. Had himself a hell of a game in this one.
Bootleg B team, stand up.
Yes, sir. DJ Moore, 3 receptions for 43. Roma Dunze, 2 for 31. Colston Loveland, 2 for 24. Luther Burden, 1 for 22. Cole Kmet, 1 for 16. DeAndre Swift also had 1 for 14. And Monangai also had 2 for 13. So he had over 100 yards from scrimmage. Or no, near 100 yards. He had 94 yards from scrimmage on the day. As for the Saints, Spencer Rattler, 20 for 32 for 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. There's the Spencer Rattler we've grown to know and loathe.
No, and there's no way.
Alvin Kamara, 11 carries for 28 yards. Kendra Miller, 1 for 7. He does get hurt in this game, and he's a little questionable for this upcoming week. Chris Olave, 5 receptions for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. Juwan Johnson, 5 for 79. Rashid Shaheed, 4 for 40. Taysom Hill, 2 for 12. Look, the most consistent part of this New Orleans Saints offense, outside of Spencer Rattler playing poorly, has been Chris Olave. Olave has had himself quietly a very consistent year. He's been getting about 90 yards per game. He's doing everything right as a wide receiver 1. Rumors have swirled that Olave might be out there during the trade deadline. They might be shopping him because the Saints might be ready to sell the farm a little bit and start rebuilding this team in Kellen Moore's image. We're going to have to see, but I think they're going to still be out there in the draft looking for a new quarterback. But as for the Bears, I mean, they did what they had to do. They slapped around a bad Saints team. This is kind of expected, right?
Yep. It's par for the course. I mean, we were talking about how the Saints could possibly be the first 0-17 team, but good or bad news, they've already won a game.
Yeah.
Oddly enough,
we're talking about the Jets possibly.
Yeah, the Jets are probably going to get there. I mean, I think I'm personally rooting for it now.
Well, yeah, you're going to be rooting for it. I mean, your lie-downs were the ones that went.
Oh, stop it. The Cleveland Browns already got 0-16 as well, so we have company there. We're not alone down here.
Yeah. But, man, the Bears.
Spencer Rattler has played pretty well overall. This was a bad game. It happens. I mean, one of the picks was, a tip pass. Ricochet interception. What can you do about some of those? But he hasn't played poorly. He's played pretty well. The Saints team they haven't won a lot, but they haven't been just straight flat, destroyed for the most part. They've been competitive and they've been fighting all the way through, which is what you want to see out of a team with the lack of ceiling that they have at this point in time. So they haven't just lied down,
right,
and played dead. Now, you want to talk about a team that has been lying down to playing dead.
Yeah, we'll jump into these guys. The Kansas City Chiefs go out and
no, they haven't,
and crush the Vegas Raiders, 31-0.
Whoa!
Crushed them.
When's the last time you saw a goose egg?
Yeah, let's talk about the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, 26 for 35, 286 yards, 3 touchdowns. There's Patrick Mahomes. Isaiah Pacheco, 15 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. Rashard Smith, 14 carries for 39 yards. Mahomes also ran 4 times for 28. Travis Kelce had 3 receptions for 54 yards. Rashee Rice, or as we like to call him, Racey Rice, 7 receptions, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day.
Hey, he's back.
Yeah, Rashard Smith also had 5 receptions for 42. Tyquan Thornton just 1 for 39. Xavier Worthy 3 for 35, and Juju Smith-Schuster 3 for 35. As for the Raiders, Geno Smith just 10 for 16 for 67 yards. Yeah, exactly. They get rid of him. They bring in Kenny Pickett. He goes 2 for 2 for 8 yards. Ashton Genty, 6 carries for 21 yards on the day. They couldn't get anything going. Trey Tucker, 5 receptions, 33 yards. Jack Betch, 2 for 13. Ashton Genty, 1 for 13. Michael Mayer, 1 for 10. This was a horrible game. And first of all, a lot of rumors swirling about this Raiders team possibly selling the farm here. Rumors swirled that they could trade edge rusher Max Crosby, but have since been shot down by the Raiders, stating they have 0 interest or plans to trade him. So there's
First smart move they've made all season.
Yep.
Oh, real quick. Talking about the Saints, Kendre Miller is actually on IR right
So did they place him on? Or they officially did it, huh?
now. Breaking news.
Yeah, they officially. And then when asked after this game, Jacoby Myers, the wide receiver for the Raiders, when asked if he still wants to be traded, oh yeah, for sure, was the response.
Well, yeah.
He wanted to be traded in the offseason or at the beginning of this season and in the offseason, and they didn't do it. And now he's still pushing, and now he really wants to be traded this year. As for the Chiefs, their running back, Kareem Hunt, he gets a bone bruise on his knee, and then you get Trey Smith with back spasms. Both of them did not practice on Thursday, but they are still expected to play on Sunday. So the Chiefs will still be good to go. But Monday night, yes. So at the end of the day, though, the Chiefs crushed the Raiders 31-0.
Yep, and I think we got to do this real quick for the Raiders. Pour one for our homies out there in Vegas.
It was a disaster. One team that hasn't been a disaster.
Wait. Because of old-ass retread head coach, Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on in Vegas. The offense looks lost.
Yeah.
The defense ain't there. I think part of me is thinking that this team has quit.
They've quit. They've quit on this.
It ain't working.
Yeah. I would be shopping for another quarterback,
Another coach. You need, because Pete Carroll's got more years behind him than ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a young talent. Well, I don't know how much talent. There's some talent there in a younger-ish roster. So there's something pieces are there. But you got to get some youth enthusiasm in the coaching, and you got to get something out of this investment that you got with Brady.
Yeah, it was a mess. Absolute mess. They need to get more offensive line help for Ashton Genty. They've got to get receivers out there. Skill position players are needed. And I like Trey Tucker. I do. But skill position players are needed on this team, and ones that actually want to be there. And if you're having a guy that doesn't want to be there, trade him. Trade him.
Just go. Hey, you don't want to be here? Okay, we don't need you here. We don't want you here. Fine. Go ahead and do what you got to do, and we'll do what we have to do. But the Raiders, golly.
Yeah. Just a disaster. I don't get it. I don't get the idea. And Geno Smith does not look like the same guy from Seattle. He looks like he's about done.
Yeah, man. And here's another thing. This is right about the time where the Chiefs will start this run, because the Chargers, they don't look right.
Yep.
The Broncos, they're a little up and down.
Yep.
And the Raiders, not there at all.
No.
Chiefs are going to win this division going away.
Yeah, it's getting a little crazy. And originally we thought the Chargers were going to win at least I thought the Chargers were going to win this division.
Go.
But man, it's definitely not looking like it now. Speaking of the Chargers, they go out and drop one to the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts win this game 38-24. Chargers, Justin Herbert, 37 for 55, 420 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks on the day. Justin Herbert also had 6 carries for 31 yards. They've been struggling with no run game. Omarion Hampton hurt. He's on IR. You got Najee Harris on season-ending IR. And you got Kimani Vidal-Sassoon over here with 9 carries for 20 yards. Hassan Haskins, just 1 carry for 3. They need a running back badly. As for the passing game, Aronde Gadsden, the second, by the way, the rookie, 7 receptions, 164 yards and a touchdown.
C-team, stand up.
Yep. Keenan Allen, 11 receptions for 119 yards and a touchdown. Ladd McConkey, 9 for 67. Quentin Johnston, 2 for 30 and a touchdown. Trey Harris had 2 for 23, and Kamani Vidal-Sassoon also had 4 for 15. As for the Colts, and also the Chargers did activate Khalil Mack from IR for this game, so he was in this game, so we got to see a little bit more from him. As for
the Mack attack.
Yep. As for the Colts, Daniel Jones, 23 for 34, 288, 2 touchdowns on the day. Jonathan Taylor had 16 carries for 94 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Choo-choo.
Amir Abdullah just 2 for 19. Daniel Jones didn't have to run a whole lot, 5 carries for 7 yards. As for Alec Pierce, he was the leading receiver here, 5 receptions for 98 yards. But the rookie, Tyler Warren, 4 receptions for 69 yards and a TD here. He looked damn good again. Michael Pittman, 7 for 58 and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor also added 38 yards through the air on 3 receptions. The Colts, man, 6-1. We did not have this on the bingo card.
No, sir.
Here we are.
This is a breath of fresh air and proof positive that just because you fail on the Jets or the Giants doesn't mean you'll fail elsewhere. Holy smokes. First Saquon, now Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, I mean, we're starting to see that this was a Giants problem and not a Daniel Jones problem.
Well, I go back to last week where, and I'll jump in with a good old, what did I say? What did I say?
Yeah.
I said last week that it would come down to who would make the mistake.
Yeah.
I said it would be Daniel Jones, right? So the what did I say part is correct in that one of them made the mistake, but it was Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that wound up making it. Yeah.
And the interception at the goal line, right? That changed the entire complexion of the game because the game started at 6-3 when I was able to catch some of it but the Colts missed the extra point. So 6-3 and the Chargers are driving and they get down to the goal line and Herbert throws the pick. And I go, that's it.
There it is.
Right?
Yep.
And that game completely flipped. And at that point, it was pretty much over because the Chargers never got really back into it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give you guys a little surprise here because I don't think any of us have realized it. I mean, we probably kind of have an inkling, but currently, as it stands, the number 1 team in the NFL right now at 6-1 is the Indianapolis Colts.
That I did not have on my bingo card.
Number 1 team in football right now is the Colts.
They got a 2-game lead against the Green Bay Packers, and they are beating the New England Patriots, the 49ers, the Broncos, the Eagles, the Buccaneers, the Lions, the Seahawks, and the Rams.
Yeah.
Wow. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Ms. Ursay down on that sideline.
Yeah.
Making sure people in line.
Yeah.
But the thing is, again, you got Jonathan Taylor. I think we're going to take this crown off of Saquon Barkley's head.
Yep, and put it right on Jonathan
Thank you,
Taylor.
sir. And Jonathan Taylor, please bow your head, sir. And we are crowning you RB1 in the NFL right here, right now.
Right now, Jonathan Taylor has had but this is we know Jonathan Taylor. When he's healthy, Jonathan Taylor is the man in the NFL. Yeah. And a lot of people are forgetting that. Like, I think Jonathan Taylor right now is kind of reprising his role from a few years back where he had the breakout season, and then the year after that, big old season. Yeah. He had 2 seasons in a row where he was a monster. Yeah. When he got drafted, we sat on this show. I sat here and said, Jonathan Taylor should be drafted round 1. He winds up going round 2, and he goes behind who? DeAndre Swift. And I said DeAndre Swift wasn't the guy to pick up, that Jonathan Taylor was the best running back out of that class. And here we are. Jonathan Taylor turned out to be the best running back out of that class. I don't understand how Jonathan Taylor didn't go earlier than DeAndre Swift.
Right.
I just don't get it.
Probably because of the receiving ability of DeAndre Swift, which, because Jonathan Taylor played at Wisconsin, they didn't throw to the running backs a whole lot, not like that. But he has a depth, and he's capable of catching the football, not just deep route or whatever. Hey, just get it to him where he can get his hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in front of him where he can get his hands on it and continue momentum up the field, and you don't have to worry about not being able to. And here's the thing about the big thing about Daniel Jones here is he's been able to play within the system and keep the turnover bug off of him.
Yes.
That's the key for Daniel, especially with this offense. It's a little simplistic for, it's not very complex, but it makes sure that Daniel Jones' strengths are accentuated and the weaknesses are mitigated. And that's what you have to do. And he's got the ability.
He's a poor man's Jalen Hurts is exactly what he is. That's what I believe he is. He's a poor man's Jalen Hurts. He's got all the same skill set. And Shane Steichen over there loved it. He runs. He doesn't run as well as Jalen Hurts, but he runs like Jalen Hurts. He doesn't. I would say he probably throws about the same as Jalen Hurts. And so I mean, in this system, you're right. Yeah. He fits. Shane Steichen loved Jalen Hurts, and they won a Super Bowl with the guy. And then now here we are. You see what he's doing with a guy that has the same skill set.
Yeah, and that's what we thought we were going to get with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
In that same way. But things didn't work out so much for.
And Richardson just doesn't have the throwing chops that Daniel Jones has.
But here's the thing: we may never know, because once Richardson lost the muscle, that thick muscle in his upper chest and the shoulders, kind of got a little bit leaner and not so thick and muscular up top, but a little bit more pliable.
Yeah,
right.
Not as bulky.
Yeah. And so we were going to see how that was going to affect the way that he was able to deliver the football. Did he layer throws while still being strong, but not having that muscle that restricts the way he can throw the football? And we don't know, because he got hurt in the preseason.
And he's hurt all the time.
And now with the orbital deal, we'll never know, because I don't think he survives another season in Indy. I think he's gone.
I think he's done. I do. I think he's done. I think you're absolutely right there. But the Colts, man, they're now the best team in football. Here we go.
And I'm gonna put in one more note here, a little bit of Detroit trivia here. You mentioned that DeAndre Swift was the one that was picked up before Jonathan Taylor, and you know who we have to thank for that? Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. Even all these years later, the stench of that god-awful head coach GM duo is felt in the NFL today, because Detroit could have had this guy. They could have had one of the best running backs in the game, and who knows what would have happened. But here we are.
Yeah, just a complete disaster on that front. But the Colts, nobody would have thought it, but they're the best team in the NFL as it currently stands. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the Denver Broncos. This come-from-behind victory where they put up 33 points in the fourth quarter to beat the New York Giants. They were down 32-0.
That makes absolutely no sense.
And they scored 33 points to win. Insane. Bo Nix, 27 for 50. He got 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins, 14 carries for 81 yards. Bo Nix also had 5 carries for 48 yards. He ran 2 touchdowns in. Cortland Sutton, 6 receptions for 87 yards. Marvin Mims, 6 receptions for 85 yards. Troy Franklin had 3 for 19. Evan Ingram, 5 for 42. Nate Adkins, 2 for 20. Troy Franklin did get in the end zone there. Hey, it's Franklin. R.J. Harvey, 1 reception for 2 yards and a touchdown as well. For the Giants, Jackson Dart, 15 for 33, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Cam Scatterboot, He had 16 carries for 60 yards. Tyrone Tracy, 9 carries for 46 and a touchdown. Jackson Dart, 5 for 11 and a touchdown rushing. Wandale Robinson, 6 receptions for 95 yards. Daniel Bellinger, the tight end, 3 receptions for 88 yards and a touchdown. Theo Johnson, the other tight end, 3 receptions for 66 and a touchdown. Cam Scatabo had 3 receptions for 34 yards and a TD as well. Look, this was a wild one, and I was blown away by what I saw to the Denver Broncos in the fourth quarter of this game, putting up 33 points.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
I saw both sides of Bo Nix, and I saw both sides of Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
And they both showed up. They both showed up. The bad Jackson Dart showed up late, and the good Bo Nix showed up late.
Yeah,
and so that was the story of this game.
Just a correction: they were down 26-8. Was when 26-8 when the Broncos started coming back. Jackson Dart did rush for a touchdown here to go up 32-30 because the Broncos had come back, but Will Lutz with the game winner at 39. It was just crazy, a crazy thing. I've never seen anything like it. But listen, the only time I've seen something like that is the Vikings coming back, against the Colts all those years ago in the Kirk Cousins days where they came back from 36 down. Yeah. I mean, it's just the greatest comeback of all time, they call it.
So then, the question. Go ahead.
Came back in Buffalo too, did the
Vikings?
Yep, wound up winning that game.
Wasn't that like back-to-back weeks or something?
Yeah, it was wild. But the Giants, man, just a crazy situation there. Cam Scatabo had a good game. He had a rough game on the ground, but had a decent game through the air. He still scored a touchdown through the air. Jackson Dart wasn't exactly accurate, but, I mean, he's still making plays.
And that's what you get with Jackson Dart. You get a lot of flash.
Yeah.
Right? You get some substance. You got the chain hanging, the bling, baby. I hope it's costume.
You want the sizzle and the steak, but all we're getting is a little bit of sizzle here. We're not getting the steak.
And I think, man, there were some questionable calls in favor of the Giants here that I was able to catch a little bit.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wait a minute.
Well,
do they really want the Giants to be this good?
Well, and here's the thing. One thing that it's funny you bring that up. The NFL has actually suspended Broncos linebacker Dre Greenlaw. This was his first game back with the team. He was out for the last few weeks due to an injury.
Right.
But after they suspended him for a game, after an incident with a referee following that comeback victory, the league says he basically chased down referee Brad Allen and verbally threatened him as he tried to leave the field. He'll be eligible to return to the Broncos active roster as of October the 27th. Currently, he's appealing the suspension, but Dre Greenlaw has been suspended for one game.
For what? What did he threaten him about?
Well, I guess he was mad about some of the calls in the game and chased down the referee and threatened him on the field.
Do we have the story?
I can find the story, but that was the report from the NFL.
Yeah, let's take a look at that story real quick because I was watching some of that game. Like I said, I wasn't able to catch as much this week as I wanted to. Other real life things going on in the booth box.
A little breaking news here: the suspension has been upheld on appeal. The league announced Greenlaw is going to miss the home game against the Cowboys on Sunday. The NFL said that he chased after the referee Brad Allen, verbally threatened him as he tried to leave the field. The video posted by CBS Colorado reported showed Greenlaw's encounter with Allen. It was he runs after the ref, yelling at him, and the ref actually throws a flag. It was after the play. The game was over, so nobody knows what happens. The suspension will cost Greenlaw, who must also sit out of the Broncos practices for the week, a game check of about $192,000. It was his first game with Denver after he signed a 3-year, $31.5 million contract in March. He didn't play in the preseason or the first 6 games of the regular season because of thigh injuries. Against the Giants, he played 21 snaps. He finished with 6 tackles and a quarterback hit. And as the Broncos improved to 5-2. They have a video here showing what was going on. So let's see if we can we can actually spot anything. We're going to take a look at it. I didn't get to watch. I didn't know there was a video available of it.
So yeah, check it out. So, this is just a highlights video. So, I thought I had it pulled up myself, but apparently not.
So there he is chasing after the referee, yelling at him and saying things to him,
and the ref throws
the flag. So
I wonder what he said.
Yeah, nobody knows exactly what was said, but he goes and he goes after the referee.
I bet you hit that over, huh?
Yeah.
That's probably what he yelled at.
As for the Giants got other things going on. First of all, linebacker Brian Burns has a hip injury. Paulson Adebo, the corner, he's got a knee injury, and safety Javon Holland has a knee injury. All three of them have not practiced yet this week, so we'll see how that goes. Also, the Giants did sign wide receiver Ray McLeod, the former Atlanta Falcon, to their practice squad. So we're going to see the Giants possibly bring up Ray McLeod. I mean, we know they've been thin at the receiver spot, so we could see him coming up.
You want to know what's going on, though? That's bad news, because who do the Giants play this Sunday? That's right, the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Do you think for 1 second that the Eagles are going to forget that humiliation?
Oh, no, they're not.
They are not the team to screw around with. And we saw that, with Philadelphia's win, this week over the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, they took the Vikings to task. It was a hard-fought game. If I'm the New York Giants, I'm shaking in my boots right now.
Speaking of boots, so they've been listening to me.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I call them seagulls, here they come.
Yeah, and here we are.
So I guess all it takes is for me
to say something nasty.
To say something about you. Because they listening, baby.
They're listening.
They listening.
Next up, let's teams that are listening. The Green Bay Packers, they go out and beat the Arizona Cardinals 27-23. Jordan Love, 19 for 29, 179 yards and a touchdown. Josh Jacobs, 13 carries for 55 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had an illness going into this game, and he still turned it up there. Also, Romeo Doubs, 6 receptions for 72 yards. Tucker Kraft for 5 for 58 and a touchdown. Matthew Golden, 4 for 37. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett, 25 for 36, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. Zonovan Knight, Bam Knight, they call him, 14 carries for 57 yards. They've sort of leaned on him as opposed to leaning on Michael Carter. It looks like this is going to be the Bam Knight show until Trey Benson gets back. As for Trey McBride, 10 receptions, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. Zay Jones, 2 receptions for 67 yards. Marvin gets 2 receptions for 58 yards. Michael Wilson, 3 for 40. Michael Carter, 2 for 25. The Cardinals, I mean, again, late in the game, they're up in this one. Late in the game, give up 14 points in the fourth quarter, drop another one. In other news, rain is wet. I mean, this is the Arizona Cardinals this year. They're going to go up in games. They're going to get to the fourth quarter. They're going to give up a ton of points, and they're going to lose the game. And that's exactly what happened here. That's exactly what's happened in previous weeks. This is what we've grown to expect now.
I asked the question, could the Arizona Cardinals stand up all 4 quarters against the Packers?
Nope.
No. Because this game went all the way in deep into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And it was everything that the Packers could do to win, but they were the ones who were standing strong, whereas the Arizona Cardinals fizzled out. It's a microcosm of the entire season of the Cardinals played out on the field in real time during the game.
Yep. And as for Kyler Murray, he's listed as questionable for the upcoming weeks, but they're hoping that he's going to be back after the bye week. So this week, the Arizona Cardinals do have their bye. So Kyler Murray dealing with that foot injury. He was out in this game, so we're going to see what happens with him. But Kyler, I mean, Jacoby Brissett played admirably.
He did. The only 2 mistakes that Jacoby Brissett made was when he did not get rid of the football when he hit his back foot.
Yeah.
When he started standing back there, pat the ball, trying to let something develop. No. That's Micah Parsons over there, brother. You got to get rid of the football.
Yep.
And when he did that, boom, 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 ball is out. A lot of easy completions. Trey McBride, we saw it, 10 receptions, the 2 touchdowns. It was really good. It was working. The Cardinals offense was working against the Packers for a good portion of that game.
He was taking everything underneath. The Packers were dipping in the deep zone. He was taking a lot of those passes over the middle, underneath, getting it to Trey McBride, who is the best player they have on offense.
Right. Zay Jones caught a couple of key catches, only 2, but they were for big yardages on
Same with Marvin Harrison.
Down.
Same with Harrison. Harrison, 2 big catches in that game for 58 yards.
Exactly. And so what happens is when the Arizona Cardinals are, running boom, 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 but when you start to sit back and try to wait and let things develop, because they don't have a guy, the Cardinals don't, who's going to take the top off the defense. I'll take the top off. Right? They don't have a guy to take the top off the defense. So they have to make sure that they keep everything quick and let's go get it. But when you sit back and wait, the Packers are going to get to you, and they ate him up a couple of times.
Yep, 6 sacks recorded by this Packers team, including 3 by Micah Parsons. And speaking of the Green Bay Packers, real quick shout out. I was trying to do this somewhere. Our good friend No Shot Bot TTV has indeed watched the stream. He's been watching this stream, so shout out to him. Thank you so much for your support. But yeah, I mean, in the end of the day, defense wins championships. I mean, everybody knows that. But at the end of the day, you're right. The Arizona Cardinals, they choked on applesauce for the second straight week.
Yep, that's exactly what they do. They go out there and they piss down their leg, and we talk about nut cutting time all the time. It's nut cutting time, fourth quarter. Well, in nut cutting time, the Green Bay Packers showed up. The Arizona Cardinals didn't. And this is what happens in the fourth quarter of these football games with the Arizona Cardinals. They piss down their leg and they go, oh, God, what are we going to do? Like, you don't know how to move forward with a lead. I don't get it. How do you give up 14 points in the fourth quarter? I mean, let alone how do you we were talking earlier, how do you give up 33 in the fourth quarter? How do you give up 14 points in the fourth quarter to a team that's struggling to move the football against your defense all game long? Yeah. I don't get it.
And the Cardinals are sitting at 2-5. They're picking 9th in the draft thanks to our friends at Tankathon. So at some point, what's the vibe here? Who gets thrown under the bus at the end of the season?
I think there's quite a few people that get thrown under the bus in this situation. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as receivers go, the Arizona Cardinals need a number 2 receiver over there to complement Marvin Harrison Jr. because Zay Jones ain't it, and this hodgepodge isn't it. You need to go find another boundary receiver that can be a true wide receiver too, and then you also got to get some offensive line because you can't always have Kyler Murray, who's 5 foot nothing, running for his life all the time, and you can't have Jacoby Brissett doing that either. You have to invest, and I think it's one of the common themes that we've heard this season in particular when it comes to these teams that are losing, that are not doing well, is that they haven't invested in their offensive line. Whether it's the Jets, whether it's the Dolphins, whether it's the Saints, whether it's the Cardinals, these teams have not invested in the trenches, and they're failing because they have not invested in the trenches, and their quarterback is getting the bejesus beaten out of them. And the Cardinals are yet another prime example of that.
Yeah. Big time kick though by Lucas Haversick.
Haversick.
Well, 61-yarder.
Yeah.
Franchise record for the Green Bay Packers.
It's a hell of a kick.
Congratulations, kid. The kid was going to be a substitute teacher next week. He was about to take the gig being the substitute teacher.
Yeah. He
is the all-time record holder
for the Green Bay Packers.
61 yards.
Who'd have thunk it? Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the Dallas Cowboys beating the Washington Commanders. Dak Prescott, 21 for 30, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. Javonte Williams, again, 19 carries for 116 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Blue gets on the field, 7 carries, 29 yards. As for receiving, hey, welcome back CeeDee Lamb, 5 receptions for 110 and a touchdown. George Pickens has 4 receptions for 82. Jake Turd Ferguson That's Turd Ferguson part 1. 7 receptions for 29 yards and 2 touchdowns. How do you get 7 for 29? Jeez, oh, Pete. And as for the Commanders, Jaden Daniels, 12 for 22, 156 and a touchdown. Marcus Mariota comes into this game because Jaden Daniels suffers a hamstring injury. He's ruled out for Monday Night Football against the Chiefs this upcoming week.
Chalk that L right now.
Yep. Jaden Daniels, 8 carries for 35 yards and a TD. Marcus Mariota had 2 carries for 34. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
Bill Krosky.
Yeah, only 13 carries for only 33 yards, just a 2.5 average for him on the day. Chris Rodriguez had 3 for 12 yards and a TD. Receiving-wise, Jalen Lane, the rookie, 3 receptions for 60 yards. Chris Moore had 2 for 59. Zach Ertz, 3 for 37 and a touchdown. Robbie Chosen, we talked about getting signed by these guys a couple weeks ago, 4 receptions for 36 yards. The artist formerly known as Robbie Anderson. And Jeremy McNichols, 2 for 23. Look, without Terry McLaurin, without Deebo Samuel, the Commanders struggled. Jaden Daniels struggled without those guys on the field. Jalen Lane, was his number 1, and Zach Ertz was the only guy scoring touchdowns. It was a rough go for this Commanders team against this Dallas Cowboys squad. Just a rough day. And now the Commanders are going to be without Jaden Daniels, moving into Monday Night Football. On a scale of 1 to panic mode, how badly are you crushing the button, Boots, at a 3-4 Washington Commanders team?
Probably about a 7.
7?
Oh, 7. Yeah.
It's like a 6.95.
Yeah, it's
7.
7.
It's a pure 7.
7.
Yeah, with me, I think, especially with this lineup they got, let's go play the schedule game. Obviously, on Monday night, they got the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead. So, yeah, good luck with all that. Then they got a string of home games, which is, a silver lining. They got the Seahawks, the Detroit Lions, the Dolphins, and then the Broncos. So you're beating the Dolphins. Let's just face facts. You're beating the Dolphins.
Yeah,
but at best, you're looking at 2-2.
Yeah. If you don't have, Terry McLaurin has been ruled as healthy, by the way, so we're going to see him on Monday Night Football. But look, even with that, and Deebo Samuel also ruled healthy, but now your quarterback's out. It's going to be the Marcus Mariota show.
No.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough go. I think the Chiefs are going to beat the hell out of them.
They squeezed as much juice out of Marcus Mariota as they could. Earlier this season when Jaden Daniels missed time, and they're going to miss him a lot.
Yeah, this next couple of games is going to be a rough go unless you get Jaden Daniels back on the field. Like I said, even with Jaden Daniels, 2-2. Right now the way it's looking, it's not looking good for the Commanders. We talk about sophomore slumps. This is one for Jaden Daniels. It's a sophomore slump.
Yeah, it kinda. When he was healthy, he played well. But at the same time,
availability and reliability.
And if you're missing games, because now this is what this will be 4 games, 5 games,
4th game.
So yeah, but in the games where he played and finished, he played well.
Yeah. Next up, let's talk about the 49ers beating the Atlanta Falcons 20-10. Pretty good show by the old man Christian McCaffrey here. Mac Jones 17 for 26, 152 yards and a pick. Christian McCaffrey 24 carries for 129 yards. He had a 5.4 average on the day, 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson did get on the field. He had 9 carries for 36 yards. He had a 4 average on the day. Receiving-wise, McCaffrey 7 for 72. Jawan Jennings 4 for 31. Sky Moore 1 for 15. Kendrick Bourne 2 for 14. Kendrick Bourne really slowed down in this game after having that torrid couple of weeks where he was really catching the ball a lot. As for the Falcons, Michael Penix 21 for 38, 241 yards and a touchdown. Bijan Robinson 14 carries for just 40 yards. That San Francisco defense really stood up. Darnell Mooney 3 for 68. Kyle Pitts 7 for 62. Bijan Robinson had 6 receptions for 52 yards and a touchdown. Drake London 4 for 42, and then Casey Washington 1 for 17. Look, the Falcons defense, even though they got beat up on by Christian McCaffrey here, look, I got to tell you, they actually played pretty well against the pass, and the Falcons defense has been way improved this year compared to yesteryear. This has been probably the best I've seen the Falcons defense play in several years, has it not?
Absolutely. The 2 draft picks that they spent in the first round with
Edge rushers,
yeah. Walker and Pierce, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you look at Xavier Watts, the safety, playing alongside Bates, rather, and AJ Terrell at the cornerback spot. The secondary is strong. The pass rush is strong. The defense has been playing really well.
Yeah.
It was a bad night, for the offense. But again, that's Robert Saleh's defensive coordinator prowess working this magic with the 49ers, this injured team.
Yeah.
But they're still the core there, and there's still the coaching there. And this is why I said that they were going to win this game. Also, I also said that Christian McCaffrey was going to make a few plays.
Yep, he made more than a few.
Yeah,
he had himself a hell of a game. Falcons, they've got some trouble in paradise there. Falcons quarterback Michael Penix is listed as questionable for Sunday's matchup versus the Dolphins due to a bone bruise in his foot and ankle. Kirk Cousins could draw the start if he's hurt. We just got done earlier talking about how Kirk Cousins could very well be traded to the Vikings if the Vikings go searching for him, if the Vikings want to make a deal. I would not be opposed. That's how desperate I am to not see any more McCarthy and how desperate I am not to see any more Wentz. Please, God, just bring him back.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think you should sit Michael Penix because you do have the Miami Dolphins at home here. So, yeah, it's hot, kind of dry. Well, it's got that swamp hot, but, man, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I don't have any faith in the Dolphins. So you can sub in Kirk for one game here.
Yeah, and Kirk is real good at handing that ball off to Bijan and letting him do whatever he's going to do. And Bijan Robinson is going to have a field day with Miami this week.
It's in Atlanta, though.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson is going to tear them up. So it wouldn't hurt you to start Kirky boy. Next up, the Lions go out and beat the Buccaneers 24-9. Baker Mayfield, he had a rough go on this one, 28 for 50, 228, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Rashad White, 10 carries for 38 yards. Cade Otton, 7 receptions for 65. Emeka Egbuka, 4 for 58. Tez Johnson, 4 for 58 and a touchdown, the rookie there. And then Sterling Shepard, 7 for 25. Mike Evans gets hurt in this one. He's going to miss a majority of the rest of the season due to the broken clavicle he suffered in this game. So he is out, officially placed on IR. Also, Bucs edge rusher.
Oh, no!
Exactly. Hassan Reddick. He's getting an MRI on his knee and ankle that he injured in this game. He's going to miss Week 8 versus the Saints, though. So we don't know what's going to happen with Hassan Reddick moving forward. As for the Lions, Jared Goff, 20 for 29, 241 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 carries for 136 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. David Montgomery saw 13 carries, but only gained 21 yards. As for Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 receptions for 86 and a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs had 3 receptions for 82, and everyone else was just here and there. At the end of the day, this was the Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown show.
Yep.
And no. This was the Jahmyr Gibbs show from start to finish.
You didn't like the Amon-Ra 6 receptions for 86 and a TD?
That's about what Amon-Ra does every week.
Yeah,
right? Jahmyr Gibbs showed up again in prime time, like I've been saying for the last 3 years. This dude is it.
Yeah, he's proven that he is for real. I'll give him his credit where it's due. Jahmyr Gibbs is for real. I'm surprised David Montgomery didn't get going in this game, but it's 2 different running styles. Jahmyr Gibbs definitely getting outside of the tackles, and that proved to be a lot more effective against this Buccaneers defense. He's been pretty good this year.
Well, he hit that 78-yarder straight up the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to the right, boom, gone. 78 yards, just like that. And that's what set Jahmyr Gibbs apart from all the other running backs in the league. he does not need the volume to get monster numbers because he's got that second gear, that extra gear that other guys just don't have, and that's what sets him apart.
Yeah, he had himself a hell of a game in this one. I'm very impressed. I was very impressed with what he's showing, and he seems to be, like last year, I had questions about Jahmyr Gibbs because when he had to take on a full workload, when he had to take on the 25, 27 carries, as we got on, when Montgomery was down, and we got later in that span of Montgomery being down, and Jahmyr Gibbs, you could tell he was wearing down, and I was like, okay, like there was a moment where I watched him get up on the field. I think it was in the Houston game where he stood up and he was like, whew, Jesus. This year, it's like a different person. He is, you can see there is more conditioning, there's better conditioning, and he looks like he could handle that. Like if David Montgomery wasn't there, he could handle a 25 carry workload and be perfectly fine. I was like on a week-to-week basis.
Well, I'm not going to go back and forth with you on that. We slightly disagree on that, but here's the thing. When given the opportunity, he always produced. And while this year, the numbers, the stats may not be as strong as they have been the last couple of seasons, his impact on the game is still felt. You see his impact on the game week in and week out.
Yeah, there's been a development, a positive development. I would say it's an upward trend for Jahmyr Gibbs, which is frightening because he was already good from the get.
I really like the defense of the Detroit Lions, especially the secondary, went from who's who to who's that.
Yeah.
Right? And we gotta give a shout out to Nick Whiteside II.
Yep.
Saginaw Valley State, stand up. He shut down for the most part Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah.
Because especially the deflection in the end zone.
Yep.
It was a really nice play on the ball. He had Emeka Egbuka's number on that one. And I got to give credit where credit is due. This secondary, who was missing no Branch.
They're still
no
missing.
Joseph.
They're still missing a ton of
no
players.
Arnold. No Reed.
Yep.
Right? A completely new secondary of guys that we don't know. Just to be quite honest, we know some names, but Rock Yasin making some noise. So I got to give full credit. Kelvin Shepard, the defensive coordinator, he's done a wonderful job all season long. John Morton, the offensive coordinator, he has done a really good job all season long. Now the Lions offense was a little up and down late in the game, a little stagnant, didn't quite, wasn't as hard hitting, but that defense played all 4 quarters.
Yeah, they played extremely well. The Buccaneers, they looked lost. Baker Mayfield not happy after the game. Baker Mayfield gets on the microphone and says that was one of the worst called games he's ever been a part of as far as the officiating. But that is what it is. He still takes the L there, and the Bucs, they dropped that one.
Yeah, the one thing I want to add about the Lions is, and Boots took the words right out of my mouth about the defense. For a defense that's missing as many pieces as it is, they held this powerful Buccaneers offense to 9 points, and part of it has to do with the Mike Evans injury. Part of it has to do with not having Chris Godwin on the field,
and also Emeka Egbuka played hurt in this game. He suited up even though he's hurt, so he did play hurt.
So, you do have to factor those in. And we had the questions about the coordinators because when Ben Johnson skipped town and when Aaron Glenn skipped town, we were thinking, okay, what's going to happen? Well, the Detroit Lions are sitting at 5-2, and they are, they're a half a game behind the Green Bay Packers. And I got to tell you, we were hitting the panic button a little early on with the first game of the season, and then, of course, we had the unfortunate loss against the Kansas City Chiefs, which, in that game, the team just got outplayed straight up. Yeah. But other than that, they're getting it done where they need to get it done, with the statement game with Baltimore, with the back and forth with Cleveland, the dog fight in Cincinnati, and now the homestand against the Buccaneers, and the Lions have a chance to rest their players this week. And then when they come back, guess who's knocking on the door? Minnesota.
Yeah, and I don't expect Minnesota to win that football game by any stretch.
In that first game of the year against the Packers, you have to remember, first game with the new coordinators.
Yep.
You're on the road. Green Bay Packers are laser focused on you, and the Lions are trying to make adjustments during the game. They ended up moving the football, but there was also the X factor of Micah Parsons being there for the first time.
Yep.
So that's an extra layer that they didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare for, right?
Right.
And in the second half, the Lions settled down and were moving the football and almost, they made enough noise and competed enough in the second half to where you say, okay, this thing still can work. And I still saw 10 wins even after that loss.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and they're going to get double digits. That's where it's looking right now. And Kelvin Shepard, he's the coordinator I want to credit the most because I think he has been outstanding for that defense.
55% man coverage.
Yes.
Against the man.
Yeah. He has been incredible. He brings a lot of exotic blitz packages. I said it a couple weeks ago. I'll say it again. Very similar play style and very play calling style to Brian Flores in that 6-1 defense that we keep seeing. A lot of exotic blitzes, a lot of stunts, it's just wild. It's wild, man. I've been watching that defense going, wow, that looks familiar. Except he's doing it out of a 4-3, which makes it even more crazy to me. But next up, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Seattle Seahawks beating the Houston Texans 27-19. Sam Darnold, 17 for 31, 213 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Kenny Walker, 17 carries for 66 yards, a 3.9 average on the day. Zach Charbonnet hawks a pair of touchdowns from him, 12 carries for 49 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the league's leading receiver, 8 receptions, 123 yards, and a touchdown. Elijah Arroyo, the rookie tight end, 4 receptions for 42 yards. Cooper Kupp, 1 for 32. As for the Texans, C.J. Stroud, 23 for 49, 229, a touchdown and an interception. Stroud also ran the ball 2 times for 25 yards. Nick Chubb, 5 for 16. Woody Marks, 10 for 15 yards. Just a bad day for those guys all around running the football. Receiving-wise, Dalton Schultz, 9 receptions for 98 yards, leaning on the tight end a little bit. Jalen Noel had 4 for 77. Nico Collins just 4 for 27. Woody Marks had 3 for 20 yards and a TD. Just a rough go for the Houston Texans. Offensively, they haven't had anything going well for them. Sam Darnold, he wasn't as efficient as he should have, as he normally is, but still does enough to get the job done. That Seattle Seahawks defense, by the way, has been incredible this year, way better than yesteryear. They've been playing great football, and they really handled the Houston Texans offense for a majority of this game. Kudos to them. The Seattle Seahawks, are we talking about playoff team? Are we talking about possible division winners here?
I don't see the division, but I could definitely see playoff. I did not catch not one snap of this game. Can't lie to you, but in all honesty, the offensive line issues have still hampered what the Houston Texans are able to do offensively. And C.J. Stroud has not played to his full potential, and I believe it's because that offensive line is still shuffling, still working, and it has not been a cohesive unit yet.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans has said that he's not going to take play calling duties away from the current offensive coordinator. So there's that. We'll see where things go for Houston. But Seattle, I mean, it's really starting to look like the Vikings made a mistake letting Sam Darnold walk away to Seattle. And Darnold is, I mean, look, all of his guaranteed money is in this year of his contract. I don't think Seattle's going to move on from him this year. I think they're going to retain him. They're going to keep him around in spite of the fact that they drafted Jalen Milroe.
Doesn't matter.
And I think Sam Darnold's going to be the long-term quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and you allow Jalen Milroe to learn underneath, in the structured system.
Yeah.
And be able to see the game from a different perspective, learn, grow, and you don't need to put him out there before he's ready because he ain't ready.
Yep. And the Vikings Chargers, they have just kicked off. I went with the Chargers, by the way. Alex went with the Chargers as well. Boots, you went with the Chargers here?
Here's the thing. I wrote LAC because I wrote Herbert needs this.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think Minnesota gets it.
Wow. Okay. Wow, Boots going with the Vikings here.
And I will say one more thing about the Seattle Seahawks and their chances to win the NFC West. The big question that I have is, how are they going to fare against the LA Rams? Because it's basically you got 2 weeks, 3 weeks before you face the Rams in Los Angeles, and then the third to last game of the season. It's a Thursday night showdown in Seattle. So those are the games you have to pay attention to. Their schedule is actually pretty light. Yes, they got a Sunday night tango against the Washington Commanders. That'll be a fun game. But really, other than Minnesota, Atlanta, there's Minnesota, Atlanta, and Indianapolis. So it's like, it's not murderer's row, but it's not jaywalking either. It's not going to be easy, but I can see it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And those are our scores, by the way, for Week 7 in the NFL. Jumping into and Justin Herbert takes off there as we're talking. That game is going on right now. As for the other news and notes, just 2 quick notes here. The Bills have officially opened up the 21-day practice window for corner Max Hairston. He suffered an LCL sprain in his knee during the preseason. He missed the first 6 games, or the first 7 games. He's set to return within the next 21 days. And also, Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson has returned to practice for the first time since suffering his hamstring injury. So he'll be back, hopefully after the bye week for the Ravens. Oh, yeah. Moving into and there's a touchdown for the Chargers. Am I surprised? Not really. And it's Gadsden. Again, it looks like. Justin Herbert has found a new favorite target here. Moving forward, let's talk about our rookie rankings. And wouldn't you know it, Gadsden is in our honorable mentions. I just forgot to mark him down, but he is in the honorable mentions. Also in our honorable mentions, Abdul Carter, the edge rusher for the New York Giants out of Penn State. Will Johnson, the corner for the Arizona Cardinals out of the University of Michigan. Jackson Hawes, the tight end for the Buffalo Bills out of Georgia Tech. He was on a bye week this week. Xavier Watts has fallen out of the top 10. And he from Notre Dame there, he's going to go ahead and be in our honorable mentions. And also Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt falls out of the top 10. He falls in the honorable mentions as well. Number 10, however, goes to Will Campbell, the offensive tackle for the New England Patriots out of LSU. He's got a 68.3 PFF grade, a 73.4 pass blocking grade, a 68.1 run blocking grade. He struggled against the Titans this past week. He allowed 2 pressures, a sack, and a quarterback hit. However, per Pro Football Focus, despite his challenges, Campbell continues to rank in the top 2 among rookie tackles in PFF pass blocking grade with a 73.4 and PFF run blocking grade with that 68.1. He also places in the top 20 at the position in defeated rate. He's only 11%. So Will Campbell, man, he's actually coming on here. We were worried about Mr. Short Arms there. And he's been quite good for the New England Patriots this season so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, having himself a really nice year. Number 9, a guy that was in the top 10, fell out of the top 10, and now he's back in the top 10, is Armand Membu, the offensive tackle for the New York Jets out of Missouri. He's got a 71.1 PFF grade, 69.5 pass blocking, 74 run blocking grade. He had his best pass blocking grade since week 1 this last week, with a 73.6 in a game versus Carolina. He allowed 3 pressures on 45 pass blocking snaps, while also logging a run blocking grade of 68.5. It was his best since week 4, and it has him leading the current rookie class in run blocking this season with a 74. Armand Membu, he was a top 10 pick for the Jets. I think he picked, 8 overall? And he's been excellent for them. He's, of all the rookies right now, of all the rookie offensive linemen, he's kind of leading the charge. It's him and Will Campbell. That's kind of where we're at.
No, he came out as an excellent run blocker. That was his bread and butter, and that's what Aaron Glenn wants to do: establish the run and get things going on the ground. And he's a big part of that.
Yeah, can't do it with. Well, you got to do it with bad quarterbacks like you got right now. Yeah,
Yeah, you need all the help you can get up front. Holy smokes.
Yep. Number 8, a guy that's been falling down this list, Carson Schlesinger, the linebacker from the Cleveland Browns out of UCLA, was once the number 3 guy on this list. Now sitting at 8, he's got a 72.2 PFF grade, 61.7 pass rush, a 75.9 run defense, and a 63.9 coverage grade. He struggled for the 3rd week in a row, posting a 54.9 PFF grade versus the Dolphins. He missed a tackle and allowed 2 receptions for 2 targets and 44 yards, including one that went for a long of 28. In spite of that, he still boasts a strong run defense and tackling grade, a 73.5 tackling, which makes him a valuable asset to that Browns defense. He could fall off this list, though, if these struggles continue. He has struggled heavily over the last 3 weeks. It seems like teams have kind of started to figure him out a little bit. And they're picking on him a little bit out there, I've noticed. I like Carson Schlesinger a lot. I liked when he got drafted. I thought it was a really good pick for the Browns. But teams have started messing with him a little bit. He's struggling.
Let's see what he does this week.
Yeah, we got to find out. Number 7, Jonas Sanker, the safety for the New Orleans Saints out of Virginia. He's got a 69.6 PFF grade, 64.2 run defense, 68.4 coverage. He had a really solid bounce-back week against the Bears in Week 7. It included posting an 82.2 tackling grade. So a guy that struggled tackling cleanly this year. He had 5 missed tackles a few games ago, if you recall. He just posted an excellent tackling grade. Currently, he's allowing just a 76.9 passer rating to opposing quarterbacks when he's in coverage. He didn't draw a single target last game on 28 coverage snaps. He only allowed 5 receptions this year on 202 coverage snaps. He's more of a coverage safety than anything, but the fact that he posted an 82.2 tackling grade, he didn't miss any tackles, played well in the run game, that's promising, right?
It is, especially coming out of Virginia. You think of him as a really good combo guy. At least he's got some ability to stop you.
Yeah, and he missed those 5 tackles, and he's got 8 on the year now. So I mean, it was like a little concerning as far as being like a run help safety there, and
right.
But as a coverage guy, he's handling business. Number 6, speaking of handling business, Quinshawn Judkins, the running back from the Cleveland Browns out of Ohio State, 77.3 PFF grade, a 76.7 rushing grade, 67.7 receiving. He had a huge bounce back week. Them 25 carries for 84 yards, 3 touchdowns. Per Pro Football Focus, and I quote, the Ohio State star now ranks 10th in rushing yards with 467, 11th in PFF rushing grade with that 76.7. He's tied with fellow rookie Cam Scatabo in rushing touchdowns with 5 now. Judkins places in the top 10 in first downs with 29 and missed tackles forced with 21. He also has 10 rushes of 10-plus yards, with half going for more than 15 yards. Hey, Judkins, man, we knew he was going to be good coming out of Ohio State. Now he's showing every bit of that with the Cleveland Browns this year. He missed that first game, and he never looked back.
The first game or 2? Was it just one?
I think it was the first 2. I think you're right.
Either way, he hit the ground running, hard in the pun, and made sure that people will remember his name. And even against the Pittsburgh Steelers, strong run defense, and the game was not in the Browns' favor at all. Quinshawn Judkins still continued to produce and turn out yards on the ground.
Yeah, and he's been turning them out ever since. I mean, he has another huge game here, 3 touchdowns. I mean, he can do it all. He's a do-it-all kind of back. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. He's proven that. Speaking of running backs catching the ball out of the backfield, Cam Scatabo is our next guy, the running back out of the New York Giants out of Arizona State. 80.6 PFF grade for him, and 81.5 rushing grade, 81.7 receiving. He had 16 carries for 61 yards against the Broncos in Week 7, while also adding 3 passes for 34 yards and his first receiving touchdown of the year. He currently ranks in the top 5 with his rushing grades, has 98 carries for 398 yards and 5 touchdowns, which is tied for 4th with our previous guy, Quinshon Judkins, and he currently ranks in the top 10 when it comes to missed tackles for us. He's got 20 of those. The guy is a bulldozer. Alex, I know you love this guy.
Yes, 100%. And it really started with the Eagles game when Cam Scatabo was just putting the head down, lowering the boom, and just plowing through that defensive line, plowing through those defensive players. And, the effort that he gives to get that extra 2 or 3 yards, especially when you're knocking on the door and getting in the end zone for a touchdown, that is the kind of thing you need in a running back. And this guy you hit the nail on the head. He is a bulldozer. He's a wrecking ball. It ain't pretty. It's not like Barry Sanders floating in and out of the other thing, although that's very, very effective. I mean, this guy is just, I'm going to get into the tackles and I'm just going to hit somebody.
Yeah, he is not afraid of contact by any stretch of the imagination. Reminds me a lot of Natron Means. Remember Natron Means? I do. Natron Means. Yeah. Next up, let's talk about number 4, Emeka Egbuka, the wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Bucks out of Ohio State. Drops a spot here, 73.8 PFF grade, 74 receiving grade. He had 5 receptions for 58 yards against a struggling Lions defense, but only managed to put up 58 yards in that one. Currently, he ranks 7th in receiving yards with 527 at the position. He leads all rookies in passer rating when targeted with 123.7. 5 receiving touchdowns, also ranks him 4th at the position this year in that category. Per Pro Football Focus, he is also tied for the 2nd overall at the position in explosive games with 15. All but 3 of his catches, which are 28, have come against zone coverage this season, where he leads rookie receivers in PFF receiving grade with a 78.5. That's a quote from Pro Football Focus there. Egbuka, man, we've talked about him ad nauseum on this show. He's shown up. He's been great since day one. Played hurt against the Lions, but still, that Lions defense, that secondary, has a lot of, guys off the street playing for him, and they're still getting it done. Egbuka, man, he had a tough week, but still one of the best receivers in football right now.
Oh yeah, especially at the rookie spot.
Yeah,
he doesn't look like a rookie. He doesn't play like a rookie.
No,
because he's been a professional receiver since the 2nd year he was at Ohio State. He's always looked the part and he's always produced, and that's why we had him on the outside blitz big board.
Yeah, absolutely. One guy that is currently ahead of him that these two have been battling back and forth. Tetairoa McMillan, wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers out of Arizona, 74.6 PFF grade, 74.7 receiving. He struggled against the Jets defense this week, and was seemingly unable to make it up with the touchdowns like he did in week 6.
Sauce.
Yeah, 3 catches, 33 yards, only posted a 61.6 PFF overall grade on the day. But per Pro Football Focus, and I quote, the Arizona Wildcat now has 30 catches this season for 413 yards and 24 first downs. He sports a 75-plus PFF receiving grade at every level of the field beyond the line of scrimmage, with most of his targets coming from the short area of the field, with 25 of them. McMillan has caught 18 of those passes for 156 yards and 12 first downs. He's averaging 6.24 yards per route run per reception on throws within 9 yards of the line of scrimmage. He's a big-bodied guy. He's great at catching the ball at the line. He's great at catching the ball in the red zone. I like Tetairoa McMillan a lot. He was my favorite receiver coming out of this draft class, and him and Egbuka, showing that they're both phenomenal here. I like Tetairoa McMillan in the spot.
Yeah, last season when I spoke his name on the podcast, the shadows started rumbling and the ground started shaking, and Lord knows that it was all said, and now it's being done. Tat McMillan doing things like he's supposed to in Carolina.
Yeah, he's a true number 1 over there. He is. and I really like Ted McMillan. He had the down week this week, but man, I think he's in store for a lot more. He's going to be great. Number 2, we talk about consistency on this show a lot. This guy has been consistent. We liked him a lot. He was our number 1 tight end. Tyler Warren, the tight end for the Indianapolis Colts out of Penn State, ranks at number 2, a 73.2 PFF grade, 73.1 receiving, 63.7 rushing. He had another solid day versus the Chargers defense that's generally very good against the tight end position. He had 4 catches for 69 yards and a TD. He finishes the day with a perfect passer rating when targeted. Currently, he has 33 receptions, which ranks him 3rd at the position, for 439 yards, which ranks him 1st at the position, and 3 touchdowns, which ranks him at 8th at the position. Per Pro Football Focus, he has a touchdown catch in each of his last 3 games, as well as 3 explosive games of 15 plus yards. He has 13 of those. He also now ranks 1st at the position in Pro Football Focus pass blocking grade with a 83.1, playing 13 pass blocking snaps without allowing a pressure. Generally, he's a receiving type of tight end, but when he pass blocks, he does it well. Tyler Warren, my God, one of the best tight ends in football. Welcome to the show.
That's right. Jack of all trades, master of them all. Tyler Warren doing what he's supposed to do in Indy. We had him as the number 1 tight end, outside blitz, big board. It is what it is. Keep listening and you'll keep learning.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. And then number 1, a guy we talked about, we had him in our top linebacker prospect rankings, Jihad Campbell at number 1 again for another week from the Philadelphia Eagles out of the University of Alabama. He's got an 82.5 PFF grade, 62.1 pass rushing grade, 76.2 run defense grade, 83.1 coverage grade. Another stellar week against the Vikings this week, particularly in run defense. He only allowed 2 catches on 3 targets as well for 14 yards for a 67.6 PFF grade on the day. Currently, he's the Eagles' 2nd highest graded defender, the highest rated Eagles linebacker per Pro Football Focus, and is currently ranked 9th at the position league-wide. Per PFF, he boasts the 5th best PFF tackling grade at the position with an 83.3, having recorded 33 tackles with 6 stops and 0 misses. He also leads all rookies in run defense grade with a 76.2. He's up to 3rd overall in pass rush win rate with 20.5%, and he continues to shine in coverage with an 83.1, which is 5th best in coverage. He owned an elite 90.1 PFF coverage grade through the first 3 games. This guy's been tremendous for the Eagles. He was a great draft pick. We touted him highly on this show, and here we are, number 1 so far in our rookie rankings.
Yes, sir. Alabama knew exactly what they were doing when they recruited him. The Eagles knew what they were doing when they drafted him. And as my Uncle Cephas used to say, a bird in a hand is too hot for the kitchen.
Wait a minute, what?
And then Auntie Merle would say, shut the hell up. You know what that
And then
means?
Miss Verline hit him over the head with a vodka bottle.
Yeah. Then he said it sounded good, though.
So those are our rookie rankings. Jihad Campbell winds up at number 1. We're going to see how things transpire throughout the season. And last but not least, we've got our predictions here
Spoilers.
for week 8 here. Can't believe it's already week 8. But, we're going to go ahead and jump into that. Alex and I both picked the Chargers for tonight. Boots picks the Vikings for tonight. Right now, as it currently stands, the Chargers are leading 7-0 against the Vikings. Moving into these, here we go. Here are our predictions for week 8 in the NFL. Starting out with the Dolphins and the Falcons. This is going to be a disaster for the Dolphins. I don't care. Give me the Falcons.
Yep. Dolphins are cooked. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm with you. Boots.
Miami can't stop the run, and that's what Atlanta will do.
So
give me the Falcons.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson all day.
Tyler Algier, too. We fly high.
Yeah, that was a rough one. It sounded like you ran out of steam at the end of the caw.
Because they're still recovering from what the 49ers did to them.
That's fair. Next up, the Bears and the Ravens. Lamar Jackson coming out of the bye here. Is Lamar going to play? A lot of questions there. I'm still going with the Ravens here. I think the Ravens will have a bounce back week against the Bears.
Not so fast, my friend. And
Yep.
here's why. Yes, Lamar's coming back from his hamstring injury, and then they're back from the bye. They've rested, but they're still missing a lot of key players on defense. And say what you want about Caleb Williams, but the guy does know how to move the football. He does know how to target receivers. I mean, he may not be it, but man, something just tells me that this Ravens team is just on the downturn. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, but until then, give me the Chicago Bears.
Boots.
Is this the start of the Ravens' run?
It could be.
It is. They need it. They have to have it.
Yep.
Because time is a ticket. Give me the Baltimore Ravens. We fly high. Caw, caw.
There you go.
You're sitting at 1-5. I mean, you do need this game.
They
You need it.
Yep. Next up, Jets and Bengals. Look, Joe Flacco looked awfully efficient last week, and the Jets are a disaster. Give me the Bengals.
Ooh, boy, it's getting late early in MetLife Stadium, but we're in Cincinnati. Give me the Bengals.
Yep.
Is this the start of the Bengals' run?
Could be.
Because Flacco will produce with Jamar Chase, D. Higgins. They got Chase Brown doing some things. Finally, missed him all season. And the Jets, it don't look good, and it won't look good. Give me the Bengals.
Yep, absolutely. Next up, Bills and Panthers. I think the Bills are in line for a bounce back game. Give me the Bills.
Yep. Roll the bowling ball, James Cook, and Josh Allen will finish him off on the ground. Give me the Bills.
Boots?
Buffalo can't lose 3 in a row, can they?
I don't think so.
Hell,
Especially after a bye? Get out of
Give me
here.
Buffalo.
There you go. Next up, the Niners. And by the way, as we're sitting here, the Chargers are now up 14-0 on the Vikings here. Next up, let's go ahead and jump in. The Niners taking on the Texans. I think the Texans are a disaster. I think the Niners have sort of figured some things out. I'm going with the 49ers here.
Not so fast, my friend. And I'm gonna pick the Texans because it's at home. Christian McCaffrey, he's starting to look like Run CMC again. And yeah, Larry Tunsil did get, you did let him go. So that's a big problem. But C.J. Stroud, something tells me he and Nico Collins will hook it up just enough to stay in front of Mac Jones and the Niners. Give me the Texans.
And Alex, every time you've picked the Texans this year, it has burned you. Just throw that out there. It has.
Okay. You know what? If they don't do it this week, bye-bye.
Boots.
Well, Alex, I'm about to jump in the frying pan with you.
Oh, boy.
It's about to get hot as fish grease in Houston. But they are a good defense. And let's see if you got one in you. Let's see if you got one in you. Can you stand tall at home? Give me Houston.
Wow. Next up,
Upset.
Next up, Browns and Patriots. Patriots, they actually have been playing really good ball, have the Patriots. And they're coming alive. It's a tough Browns defense, but the Patriots defense is also very tough. There's going to be a defensive battle. I'm going with the Patriots here, although I kind of feel a little icky about it because the Browns, you just never know which Browns team is going to show up week over week.
It's this is going to be a fun game. It's two great defenses. I'm not even going to say the better defense at home, but just something tells me Drake May is going to have that X factor there. Go ahead and give me the Patriots.
Boots.
Man, I don't see Dylan Gabriel winning on the road, but it's hard for me to pick Drake May to do anything of significance against such a tough Cleveland defense. New coach, new quarterback, New England.
There you go. Love it. You get the news every week. Next up, the New York Giants against the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, I think the Eagles are pissed. I think they're ready to show the Giants how pissed they are. Give me the Eagles.
Whoo, boy, it's like I said, it's getting late early in New Jersey. Give me the Eagles big.
Boots.
I got one word for you. Revenge!
Yep, that's exactly it.
It's going to be served cold in Philly. Give me the Eagles. We fly high.
Next up, the Tampa Bay Bucks against the New Orleans Saints. I think the Bucks are ready to have a bounce back game here after that loss to the Detroit Lions. Go ahead and give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I mean, the Saints are at home, and it's a division game. You never know how these things are going to play out. That said, if Igbokwe can get healthier, and they fix whatever's up with him, I think he's going to have a really good game. And Baker's Baker, So give me the Buccaneers.
Oops. Don't do it. It's burned you every time.
The Saints don't go away. We bout it, rowdy. Let's go. Master P, No Limit Soldiers, Cash Money, on Versus. Who we about to do this thing in Louisiana? Give me New Orleans Saints.
Oh, it keeps burning you. Next up, the Titans and the Colts. The Titans are a disaster. The Colts are the best team in football as it currently stands. Give me the Indianapolis Colts.
Man, do you have to ask? And it's in Indianapolis, and it's a division game. Indianapolis, big.
Boots.
I do not see a football reason
I love
how Tennessee is going to win this.
Yeah.
Give me the Colts.
Yeah, I figured as soon as you bust out football reason, I know.
Yeah, there ain't no way in the world.
Yeah. Next up, Cowboys and Broncos. I think the Broncos take this one. The Cowboys, they looked good last week against a banged-up Commanders squad. And now they're going to have to go toe-to-toe with a very good football team in the Denver Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
And it's the better defense at home. Plus, Dallas has got to travel a mile high. So good luck getting there up there. Give me the Broncos.
Boots.
Here's the thing. I think the Broncos blew their wad. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Wow.
Dak attack.
Oh boy.
I can see it. I mean, it'll be fun. Be a really fun game.
Yeah. Next up, Packers and Steelers. This one will be entertaining. I'm going with the Packers here. It could be the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. I'm going with the Packers, though.
Not so fast, my friend, and here's why. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 interceptions last week in the Senior Bowl. See what I did there? In the Senior Bowl last week. So, the Senior Citizen Bowl. And that was the difference between, victory and defeat for the Steelers that week. And this week, it's the Packers defense taking advantage of the offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It'll be a defensive battle for sure, but you know what? Give me the Packers.
Yeah. Next up.
Boots?
I did not. I was so torn. I've been so torn on who I think is going to win this game. This is one of the toughest matchups of the weekend because the Packers don't play great on the road.
Yep.
Right? We saw last week a little bit of trouble, right? But the Steelers, the secondary,
yeah,
it hadn't been right. The whole Aaron Rodgers debate, will he beat his former team, the revenge game narrative. And at the end of the day, I'll take my heart over my head. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers.
There you go. That's it. And last but not least, Monday Night Football, Commanders and the Chiefs. By the way,
it's only one game.
yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I was just about to say, the double headers are officially over this season. Thank God. At least I think they are. I don't think there's any more Monday night double headers for the rest of the year. Just a disaster. I don't see any more Monday night double headers.
Nope.
I see a lot of Sunday stuff. But yeah, I think the double headers are over. Thank God.
Right.
It's the worst thing the NFL has ever done for Monday Night Football. Terrible.
Hated it.
Next up, Cowboys and Chiefs, our last game of the week. Or Commanders and Chiefs, rather. Yeah, it's a Commanders and Chiefs. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and go.
You accidentally fell over on that alley.
Yeah, I did. It's like, oh, hey, I'll move right into that. Give me the Chiefs here. I think the Commanders with Marcus Mariota, in spite of the fact that they're getting Terry McLaurin back, in spite of the fact that they're getting Deebo Samuel back. Look, Mariota ain't it. His defense has struggled. The front seven are great, but their corners haven't been as good as they were last year. They've been struggling a little bit. Go ahead and give me the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, and it's at Arrowhead, too. And if Jaden Daniels was playing this game, it would be close, especially with all those pieces you mentioned. But Marcus Mariota is no Jaden Daniels. Give me Patrick Mahomes, the second, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep. Boots.
There is no way the Washington Commanders win this game. Kansas City, all day. Let's go.
By a lot.
This is the beginning of the run, and this is the beginning of the end for the rest of the NFL. We looking at Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't think we're looking at Super Bowl champion, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, those are our predictions.
Spoilers.
Yeah, for week 8 in the NFL. And folks, that's our show. Before we get out of here, let's give a shout out to some of our sponsors. First of all, let's talk about It's Your Time Massage. Amanda's a wonderful massage therapist. She does tremendous work right here in the Metro Detroit area. She's the absolute best massage therapist around. If you're looking for Swedish massage, deep tissue massages, if you're looking for foot sugar scrubs, if you're looking for red light therapy, if you're looking for muscle scraping, she can take good care of you over there at It's Your Time Massage. You can check it out at iytmassage.com, or you can find her at It's Your Time Massage LLC on Facebook. Book yourself an appointment. And remember, folks, it's your time. Also, let's talk about Face Kicked Apparel. Sean Stockmeyer, his wonderful wife, Lisa, doing amazing work over there for all your custom hats, hoodies, T-shirts, you name it. You pick it. They stick it over there at facekickedapparel.com. And Boots, as per the norm,
get your face kicked in with savings.
Absolutely. Also, let's go ahead and talk about Patch Miracle Photography. Andrew Langland, his awesome wife Chantel, they're the best photographers in the Metro Detroit area. If you're looking for wedding pictures, engagement pictures, baby pictures, first birthday photos, graduation pictures, if you're looking to do that special sexy boudoir shoot for that special someone in your life.
All right.
There you go. Check them out, patchmiraclephotography.com, or you can find them on Facebook at Patched Miracle Photography, LLC. They did a tremendous job with my wedding pictures. They made me look like a movie star on my wedding night.
Chevy Chase.
Hey,
I love that.
I'll take Chevy Chase. Wait, Chevy Chase circa now. Oh, never mind.
If you would have done it in the 80s, like vacation days, maybe, but
He wasn't a bad-looking guy at the time, but now it's... But in any case, they made me look like a movie star on my wedding night. Check them out, patchmiraclephotography.com. They are awesome at what they do. They have the most high-quality photos. We got a bunch of them blown up in the living room, and they did an amazing job with our kids as well. So check them out, patchmiraclephotography.com. They'll make your extra special days even more special. Also, we're going to give a shout out to No Shot Bot TTV, Will, who tuned in with us today. No Shot Bot TTV. Will's doing awesome stuff on his channel. He does a lot of first-person shooter stuff. He's just got done at TwitchCon out there in San Diego with our buddy Alex here and his brother Andrew Steele, who I see wandering around in the background there.
Hey, say hi, package.
Yeah, so the package. These guys just got back from TwitchCon, so you got to check it out. No Shot Bot TTV. All of his stuff is awesome. You can find him on Twitch. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him on the TikTok. There's my old man moment for the day. And you can find him over there. So check him out. No Shot Bot TTV. And also, let's talk about Steel Twins Gaming.
Yep. So as usual, we're doing everything with voice acting. We're doing we've changed up the schedule a little bit on the brother channel, Steel Twins Andy and Package. Why don't you go ahead and tell them about this new schedule here?
Yep, new schedule. Same time on Mondays, Nostalgic Mondays. Then we got Nintendo Tuesdays. Everything Nintendo from Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, Pokemon, you name it. If it's on Nintendo, that's your deal. Tuesday. FPS Wednesdays. I recently got done with Call of Duty Warzone on FPS Wednesdays. Everything from first-person shooters. Everything, even if it's BioShock, even if it's classic Doom, you name it. If it's as long as you have a gun at the first person, that's your game. That's your game. That's your gambit on Wednesday. Thursdays, Indie Thursdays, including games like Hollow Knight or Hollow Knight Silksong or anything that's developed by indies. That's your gambit for Thursday. And for Friday, Open World Fridays. I'm talking Grand Theft Auto. I'm talking Red Dead Redemption. Even The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Worldwide open Fridays. That's Open World Fridays right there.
Yep. And then, of course, you always have the flagship show, voice acting. And very soon we will be beginning our 19th season or 18th?
18th season.
18th season with Paper Mario, the Origami King. More to follow, more to come on our Facebook page. And we got one more sponsor to
Actually, I forgot. Random Saturdays. I just pick a game and play it. Random Saturdays.
Okay, there he goes. And I think we got one more. Boots, what do we got?
Books. Those things that I don't read, but one book I did read, and you should read too. It's called I Ate Cookies Out of the Trash. There's no pictures in this book, so you can't. Well, there is a wonderful picture on the front.
Yeah,
it's a picture of a cookie. Picture of a cookie with a little bite taken out of it. Looks so good, you want to bite the page your doggone self. But you can't do that. But what you can do is read the book, and it will quench your appetite, quench your thirst. It will give you what you need, the sustenance of your soul. It's filled with heart. It's filled with wisdom. It's filled with humor. It's filled with the story of how this wonderful author, Tammy Pruitt, ended up eating a cookie out of the trash. You'll get to find out the story of how it happened. No, it wasn't a silly bar bet, but it was something that was near and dear to her, and she is sharing this story with you and the rest of the world, putting her heart and her soul on this page, and you will learn something from it. You will take away, if you have issues with anxiety, depression, weight control issues, anything like that, and more, you can be a part of her journey, and she can help you along your journey with this book, because there's links to help and other avenues that you can get to achieve some of your goals. And this book is wonderful, written in wonderful form. It reads like a conversation, but not a boring one. And you will learn something. Please go get this book, but you can't go get it in the store. You got to go to your computer or your phone, your tablet, whatever, order it. Just get online with the tickety tick 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 on the keyboard. AmazonBooks.com, AppleBooks.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Just go to the .coms, order the book. It'll get shipped right to your house. You don't even have to leave your house. You just open up the door, grab the envelope, crack it open, get the book, read it, pour you a little something, and have yourself a wonderful time reading this book. And this author, Tammy Pruitt, just got done finishing running a marathon.
Yeah.
Did you know that? She
Yeah.
ran a marathon, man. The owners were on vacation. They put her in charge of the hot dog roller, the slushy machine, and not just anybody will be in charge of that. Just kidding. She ran a marathon in under 6 hours. The Detroit Free Press Marathon, wonderful accomplishment by this woman who has written a wonderful book.
Yeah, she's done a tremendous job on this book. It was an amazing read. I highly recommend it to anybody. I ate cookies out of the trash. Check it out. You can get it on all the .coms. You got it, like Boots always says, type it on your keyboard. BarnesandNoble.com, AppleBooks.com. Apple Books, you get on the app there. But yeah, you can't go to the store and get it.
Hell no, they kick you out.
Yeah.
Slap you twice, stomp your feet, and kick you out.
Yeah, absolutely. So check it out. I Ate Cookies Out of the Trash by Tammy Pruitt. And folks, that is our show. Man, we got, right as it currently stands, the Thursday night football game is underway. Vikings right now are down 14-3. Jeez, oh Pete.
Well,
what a disaster.
Well, you know
that looked like a pick for a second there.
Well, can I pick a little bit of time from you?
Sure, go ahead.
Here's the thing, folks. Listen to me, my brethren, my sister, our Blitz Babies, if you will. Have a little compassion, right? Have a little compassion for somebody today, because you have to understand this is a beautiful, wonderful, disgusting, ugly, nasty, love-filled, hate-filled, wonderful world that we live in. And on any given day, somebody could be having their worst day. And you never know when that day is, but you have to understand we all have it. So have a little compassion for your fellow human being, because we all need it. All right? That's all I got for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And folks, you guys have a wonderful evening, a wonderful rest of your week. And we will see you next time right here on the Outside Blitz.
You're probably talking about it because we're the only thing to talk about.
Ciao.
That was a good one right there. A little elongated. I dig that.
Yeah, elongated.
Ah.